ThaWidow. How do I describe Ashley? She is a force of nature. But I'm going to do what I do. And I hope you like it, Ashley. Here we go. She's the widow. A cute, sexy thing. She has a husky voice with a southern twang. If you come at her, then pack a lunch. If you throw a jab, then she'll throw a punch. I think the MCU is her favorite topic. She breaks it down. She got crazy objects. The widow's ready. So here we go. Sit back, relax, enjoy her show. The Widow. That name alone says it all. Ashley is a force of nature. Don't mess with her. Make sure you tune into her show. Her content is fire. Peace.
Hey. How's it going? If anybody's seen the dot, tell him I'm looking for him. And when I find him, I will hurt him. Where is he? Is he asleep? I think he's asleep, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, with me, someone who I haven't seen in a long time is the MCU homie, aka the MCU minion. Southwick Reddy is here.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm back.
Big bitch. And of course, the angriest human being on YouTube. Anything that came out after 1979, ladies and gentlemen, he does not rock with it. It's, of course, the jaded fanboy. He's here. How are you, jaded?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I still have my leaf, so there we go.
Your leaf?
Yeah, it stays over here. Oh, you didn't see my leaf, did you?
Why do you have a leaf?
Because I like leaves, and this one is part of.
Nice have to put up.
And I like to put it up, set it over here by my computer. You know what I'm saying? Because it's fun to have, this have a good nice leaf. You don't like leaves?
I'm more into buds than I am leaves. How's that?
Bugs? Okay, that sounds like you. It sounds like you. RJ, I sent you the link. Anyway, and of course, one of the biggest MCU trolls around is, of course, it's Eddie, aka Oh My Diaz. How are you, Eddie?
No, I'm doing pretty fine. I mean, Marvel content or talking about Marvel is disgusting, but I might as well come here to support.
Wow, guys, do you hear that? Do y'all hear all that stuff? Do you hear what he's saying?
Yes, like I said, it's just, and now you're about to bring another Marvel bot in here. Oh my gosh!
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, RJ hopefully will be here. And it'll be fun. But anyway. So, Southwick, didn't you have an idea?
Yeah.
We were going to, he was bringing it up, and I couldn't wait on Dot for the rest of my life. That's my problem. I'm always waiting on these men, and they don't ever pay attention or keep up, So I got to keep it moving with some of these guys around here. But anyway, Southwick, go ahead, because Jaded was going to have a response to it. And right. I want it to be on stream because, guys, the same conversations we have here, they're off in the back rooms. So go ahead, Southwick.
Yeah, we were talking about how much I loved James Gunn and how a great movie opportunity or TV show opportunity he could do would be a blue and gold, a booster gold Ted Kord and a booster gold story. I think that it would really fit his vibe. But I feel like take it a step further, a Justice League International movie.
No, you're insane.
Would be
you're
great.
Insane.
Would
you
be fantastic.
No.
I would love that.
No. You want James Gunn to ruin the second best Justice League run.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to ruin it, and you want him to ruin maybe the third best team up.
I think it'd be great. I think you really do justice to just the whole vibe of I mean, if you bring in that sort of narrative that he had brought in with Guardians of the Galaxy and just have that Justice League International team up, that roster. I think it'd be really great. You know, you could have like the snarky Guy Gardner. I think he could do like a Rocket Raccoon type of thing with him, or yeah, I think it would work. I think it'd totally work. I think it'd be great. It'd be really funny, and I think that it would please normies who probably aren't too familiar with.
No.
I think it'd be great. I think it'd be really
No,
great.
because that Justice League International, okay,
Sure. Yeah.
is an offshoot of what Justice League was, and it was an experiment that just happened to be successful.
Sure.
But that's only because of the comic book fans going, "Oh, okay." Because again, the run before it was just abysmal.
Sure.
And this was an experiment,
Right.
and it worked well.
Right.
And again, I mean,
I would argue that on that team, the only liked character before that was probably Batman. I mean, who likes Guy Gardner as Green Lantern?
I did. I love Guy.
Really?
That was the reason I watched. Well, because again, in the beginning of the run, Batman was just there as an advisor.
Sure, right. So was Martian Manhunter. Yeah.
There was the occasional issue where he was part of the story, but for the most part, he wasn't really. Oh, except for that one annual where he goes up against. I don't know. I take it you've read the series, right, Southwick?
It's been I read a little bit of it.
There was this one
incredibly
annual.
long time.
There was this one annual where they go up against the Joker because the Joker ends up going with against that president, and then at the end of the issue, right, Batman shows up near the last 2 pages. He sees the Joker and goes, "Nope, I'm not in the mood for this," and the Batman literally turns around and leaves. And because the Justice League International are such psychotics, Joker's going, "No, Batman, please save me."
I think James Gunn would fit that comedy beautifully.
No, because
we saw it in Peacemaker. We saw it that's perfect. That's such a James Gunn thing.
No. See, here's the thing though. What we saw in Peacemaker is what we saw James Gunn unhinged, and if you give him as much rain as you give him,
right?
Because it's not funny. It was shocking, and that's what gave it the humor.
Really funny. Vigilante was hilarious. He was probably my favorite character, though it's not your traditional Vigilante. It's still funny.
But again, taking Justice League International, it's not going to work because the majority of the audience, the only Justice League they know is the one that we saw in Justice League.
Sure. And maybe you could
you introduce Guy Gardner, Fire and Ice,
right? Who we are getting Guy Gardner in the Green Lantern show. Booster Gold,
Fire and Ice, and then what's her face?
Maxwell Lord.
Maxwell. Well, again, we already got. But see, the thing is, we already got Maxwell Lord from Wonder Woman 84. So that
I don't know what you're talking about. What's Wonder Woman 84?
You know what I mean. I mean, you're gonna have Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, and you can't have Ted Cord. You can't have Ted Cord because we're gonna have the
Animal Man.
Yeah, but again, I'm just saying there's just too much that you're not going to be able to get the original.
You don't. It doesn't have to be that exact same roster, to be 100% honest with you. I mean, maybe you can leave out a couple of characters here and there. I mean, I know there are some major mainstays.
But again, it was those characters.
Yeah. Right.
And again, like Red Rocket, without Red Rocket.
Yeah.
He added that humor. I mean, you had an Oreo-loving Martian Manhunter for Christ.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think what you're telling me right now is that James Gunn would be great at this.
Even if there was, it wouldn't work. The audience wouldn't buy it.
I think they would though. If the audience can buy Guardians of the Galaxy with that same comedic tone, why can't they buy it at Justice League International?
Because nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were.
And no one knows who Justice League International is.
Right, but they know who the Justice League is, and they're going to be.
But it's a completely different team, though, right? I mean, you're looking at this roster. And you could even do the new 52 roster too, right? Which doesn't have Blue Beetle. I mean, you can just have Booster Gold, Guy Gardner, Red Rocket, Fire and Ice, Vixen. I can't think of who else was on that team. Batman. You can still change it up and do something different. It doesn't have to be incredibly comic accurate. You could still have that team, and James Gunn would just blow it out of the water. He'd do great. He'd do great. He'd do great.
But here's the thing: they already did the Justice League International as a TV movie, like what, 20 odd years ago.
I mean, they did. Yeah, I guess so.
Guys, let me introduce my next guest. Give me 1 second. I'm going to introduce my next guest because I like to give people like their little intros. Of course, he's another Marvel guy, right? He changed his name up, his channel. If you haven't subscribed to RJ, Mr. Marvel Mania is here. Hi, RJ.
What's up, everyone? Hey, Ashley. What's up?
Good. Welcome. So, Jada, go ahead and make your point because I would like to hear RJ's thoughts here on what you all are discussing. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's like, take away the fact that it's James Gunn directing. That property, that IP would never fly. It would never fly. And it's a nice pipe dream, Sethwick, and it might work as a TV show on Warner Brothers or a stream show, but it's not going to work as a movie.
All right,
and the fact that pardon?
I was going to say, even a TV show, just attach James Gunn to it.
No, don't attach James Gunn to it. He's already no.
I love how triggered.
So what?
Sethwick's
point? He brought up that James Gunn would be good to do a Justice League International project, and Jaded is totally against that.
James Gunn should be doing music videos. That's the best that he should be given. He's already proven he can't do movies.
You know who'd be also great at music videos?
I don't know about that.
Zack Snyder, who used to do music videos, and now he's doing movies.
Yeah, there you go. It's called failing upwards. What do you want?
I know, but seriously though, let's go ahead, Ashley.
I was going to say, to be fair, a lot of the directors start with music videos.
And they
totally. Segue into film. Yeah.
Or I mean, they start in being stunt coordinators.
Yeah, camera work.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I should start a new campaign. James Gunn for Justice League International #.
And 90% of the people aren't going to know what you're talking about, Safwick. I'm one of the one of the few people that know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, RJ, what was you
I
going
was
to
say? It's funny you brought up James Gunn because I saw my YouTube recommended feed. Somebody said why James Gunn is the perfect director for a Knights of the Old Republic movie. And I was like, Knights of the Old Republic, a Star Wars movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, that was a little weird.
I don't know about that.
What?
Oh, Jaded.
So I grew up in the generation of like shows like Batman and Brave and the Bold, and that introduced me to like a big mass variety of weird, odd, like really like Golden Age, right? Yeah, Golden Age DC characters, and that's where I was first introduced to Justice League International. And around that time, I read a couple of issues, and I really enjoyed it. But I feel like the mass audience doesn't need to know the team, right? I mean, you can still do the show or movie or whatever, and we can get some sort of product.
I think if you're looking for James Gunn to do more DC stuff, I honestly think your best bet, I truly believe it's either Plastic Man or Booster Gold.
That'd be
those
great.
Two characters would be the best for him.
He brought that up.
We started with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, Blue and Gold, that sort of team up run they had. That I think that would be great. But
it's low. The problem with James Gunn is that it's lowbrow humor. It's It's low-hanging fruit humor.
Okay, can I ask a question? Because I like a lot of whose humor is more lowbrow in your opinion, Taika or James Gunn's?
Ooh.
Dang, Jaded just got
you're asking me?
That was for you.
Yeah, that's for you.
Who's the other director?
Taika Waititi. He directed Thor Ragnarok.
He directed Ragnarok. I get him away from movies too. Get him away from.
But which one? Which one is? Do you think?
Neither. No.
Do you think? I'm saying which one's worse?
Which one's worse? Oh, Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was an absolute desecration of.
See, I prefer Taika over James Gunn, but I think
Taika
James
over
Gunn.
James
but I like James Gunn in the sense that like. The music is diegetic to the script, and like I feel like he is more a visionary when he's like in the way that he made the cosmos look and the world and like this world look. I think he's better at that type of thing because he has like an overall vision. But I think Taika's humor is better than James Gunn's.
I keep going back to Jojo Rabbit every time we talk about Taika. That movie, it was comedic, but it was also able to balance that comedy with heartfelt drama. And I think that James can do it, but sometimes it gets overshadowed with the comedy.
Yeah, I mean,
James
Gunn's definitely more
is
lowbrow.
definitely more highbrow humor. You mean the movie
He
where
is-
you had a naked Hulk and you had Thor throw a ball against the window and
I
knock
loved
herself
it
out.
because that's what
That's
heroes
highbrow
do.
humor?
Amazing,
Well,
amazing stuff.
you're picking out specific points that are out of context, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
not. That's the humor of the movie. Give me an example of the highbrow humor that I missed in Thor Ragnarok.
Okay, I haven't seen the movie in a while. Give me a sec. I don't know.
I mean, I like the whole commentary at the end when, like, a lot of people don't get the commentary at the end, like when Asgard is blown up, and it's the joke is really about, you know, these people of Asgard being kind of like in nationalism, and then it's not about your physical home, because any place can be a home.
Yeah,
it's about detaching. It's about detaching your. No, a lot of people was like it was undercut with a joke when it blows up, when Asgard blows up, and Korg says, "Well, yeah, the foundations." You know, when he's saying the stuff about the foundations, you could rebuild here and all of that. People were very upset because of the joke about Asgard when it was really talking about nationalism and and things like that.
I was just going to add too, this whole sort of notion of highbrow versus lowbrow humor. I mean, that term highbrow humor just comes off as so preppy and so unnecessary. I mean, if it's funny, it's funny, right? It doesn't matter if it's highbrow or lowbrow. If it's comedy, it's comedy.
But when your humor is, what was it, episode 3, where the big girl accidentally shows a picture of her girlfriend.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I turned it off.
Come on.
I will say, but that episode,
I thought it was funny.
I didn't like the vagina shot. I want to say I turned it off.
That's low-hanging fruit. That's low-hanging fruit. That's not.
I didn't like
about
it.
Lowbrow humor. I mean, Taika doesn't go that far.
Like the first two, those first 2 episodes, I was not really on board when it came to Peacemaker. And then that 3rd episode, I saw that and I turned it off. And I was like, I'm not going back to the show. And then I was like, no, I went back and actually enjoyed the rest of that episode. Right. But I was like,
you had a whole 5-minute scene about butt babies. We got the joke, James Gunn. We got the joke after 30 seconds. But because he had nothing else, he had to. It was like an SNL sketch that went on way too long. We got it after 30 seconds.
I think maybe because I'm probably the youngest on this panel here, I'll find that stuff more funny than other guys. But what I will say is, when we're just talking about the humor, I feel like we're undercutting a lot of the dramatic elements that were also given to us in Peacemaker. I mean, Peacemaker gave us a heartfelt story of a person who's been kicked down his entire life.
I'm not challenging that.
Right,
but challenging the humor aspect.
Right. But just like focusing on someone saying, "Oh, James Gunn's humor isn't good," yada yada, and thus he's a bad director, and thus he shouldn't get on these projects. It's like, look what else he can do. Look at all the positives, right? And look how much he did for so many like almost B-list, C-list characters. I mean, Peacemaker is like an F-list character. No one knows who Peacemaker was. I barely knew who Peacemaker was, right? I mean, I feel like he's a talented director. He does great work. I don't know.
Let me read this. So Isaac says Ashley confirmed yesterday that her favorite movie is Morbius. I'm not going to say it this time because you got me. He came in the chat and I said, "Is it blank time?" And then he clipped it and he put it up to make it seem like I was saying, it's that word. But RJ, what do you think here?
For me, if we're asking,
RJ, have you met Sathwick?
No, I don't believe so.
Hi.
Hello, what's up?
Yeah.
For me personally, I would say I think that James Gunn is a little more lowbrow than Taika in terms of like James Gunn will go for the dick and fart jokes. Taika typically doesn't. Even when he has the rated R stuff, he really doesn't do a lot of sexual humor as far as I've seen. It's more about surrealist humor. It's more about just a little more slapsticky, I think, too. There's some slapstick humor. I think Taika implements a little more than James Gunn does. I like both as directors. I mean, it's really about personal taste and subjectivity when it comes to comedy, which you find more enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoy both of them too, but I think that like with the lowbrow stuff, I think that that's more James Gunn. But I find myself laughing at a lot of the stuff, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't think that's funny. Like I didn't like the vagina shot. Eddie, what do you think?
I like both of their humors. I think they're both talented. I get that. The thing I hate about them, like how people perceive them the most, is they just take away all the humor about their certain directing styles. Like that's all they see. Oh, it's those type of jokes, this and that. Like people focus more on the jokes than actual like other stuff that James Gunn does or Taika when it comes to like strong messages or of stuff like when they actually because they can be serious directors too. They can direct serious scenes that we saw in Ragnarok or with stuff in Peacemaker with Peacemaker's brother and all that stuff. I just hate how people just focus on some of the jokes are cringe. Yes, some of them are too much. I mean, I think James Gunn definitely takes him more farther than Taika when it comes to stuff. I agree. I mean, I like that type of humor, but I agree that some of the stuff is like, okay, this shit is funny, but it's like I don't know. He's done so much heartfelt stuff too. It's like it's really hard not to, like I just it aggravates me because it's like I like both of those directors. It's like, come on, there's way more stuff. Even with Ragnarok, there's some serious moments too.
I mean, hold on. Like when you guys say all of this stuff, okay? He did Super in 2010. Okay, then he did Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then Suicide Squad, then Peacemaker. That's it. That's all he's directed.
You forgot Slither.
Did he do? What did he do on the Scooby Doo movie?
Slither. Okay, yeah.
He did Slither, and he wrote the 2 Scooby Doo movies.
Okay, thank you very much. You're not.
And he was involved in Brightburn, and then the Brightburn movie.
Yeah,
Brightburn he produced.
Yeah, I knew he didn't direct it.
Okay, but I'm saying in regards to directing, it's not like he's done all this stuff. He's only ever done like 4 or 5 movies.
Excuse me, sir. Those 2 Scooby Doo movies are cinema. They're classics.
Yes, they are.
Well, I mean, if you want to talk about limited cinema, Tarantino's only done like 6 movies, 7 movies. So,
okay, but I'm not saying Tarantino should direct a superhero movie either.
I mean, maybe he would be good at directing.
Maybe he should.
Yeah. Sure, maybe I would be good at it.
Would be great for Tarantino. That black exploitation stuff seems to be his niche. I mean, we did see him do.
Have Tarantino do Blade. That'll go over well.
Well, no, Luke Cage. Luke Cage would be great for Tarantino.
Yeah,
I know what you said, Blade.
Look, man, Marvel, sure. What are the odds of Marvel signing Tarantino to do either Blade or Luke Cage? It's never gonna happen. Come on.
They got Sam Raimi, man.
Tarantino was up for a Star Trek movie, and that's part of a major franchise.
Yeah, I mean,
he was up, but he didn't get it. That's the thing.
Well, no, he was up for it, but the project didn't move forward because they were restructuring things over at Paramount. It almost happened though. We were this close to getting it, like razor thin close.
And Tarantino has been pushing for him directing a Luke Cage movie for a while now. Like he's talked about how he loved Marvel and all that stuff.
I still think it's possible to get Spike Lee to direct a Marvel movie.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Anthony's here. He says, "What's up? James Gunn's humor is not good. I'm not surprised.
Thank you."
He doesn't like much of anything.
Tarantino
Star Trek not completely out of the picture. Hi PKL. Hey Ashley, how are you? I'm doing good. Good to see you streaming once more. Hope you're doing well as always. I'm well. Hope you're doing good too. Thank you for stopping in. You all.
Yeah, he's probably the same person like that reach around joke.
Like fantasy football. You guys are hoping for directors that are never going to get the movies.
Well, nothing's impossible. I mean, every actor in Hollywood basically wants to work for these franchises now. Like everybody, basically. I mean, it's not out of the realm possibility to think other talent might want to be.
And you can even see, like with Sam Raimi, like a lot of people say, it's all cookie cutter formula that they don't let the director's vision come through. And I think that you can see here with Dr. Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, that that's not the case, because Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was very, very Sam Raimi. So I feel like that after this, if anything, like these more well-known directors are going to be willing to come in to maybe the DC EU or the MCU if they feel like that their vision, can really be, part of this like bigger connected universe.
Okay, hold on. After having said Sam Raimi, let me retract. Okay, if you're thinking that they're going to be successful, then yes, I will agree that if James Gunn were to do Justice League International or Quentin Tarantino were to do Blade or Luke Cage, would they be successful? Yes. Will they be good? No. That's the thing. Okay.
Why not though? If it's the right character and the right story, why can't it be good though? Like it doesn't. I mean, why? Like we've seen.
Because Southwick.
Yeah.
You and I disagree. Okay, you think Multiverse of Madness was good. I think it was a dumpster fire.
Okay, dumpster fire.
You probably thought No Way Home was a good movie. I thought it was a dumpster. Okay, and it was a dumpster fire.
Hold on though. Which was worse, No Way Home or Multiverse of Madness?
Multiverse of Madness. Okay, Multiverse of Madness was so bad that I had to look back at No Way Home and went, you know what? It's not as bad because apparently they can get worse.
Can I ask you a question, Jaded? What's your favorite comic book movie?
What's my favorite? Okay,
Yeah.
I am okay. I am absolutely biased. Okay,
Sure.
My favorite comic book movie is Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I knew that was coming.
Okay,
right. Yeah. Okay.
Not because it's a good movie, not because it's the best comic book movie, but because it had Silver Surfer in it, and
That's
they did
fair.
a good job with it.
That's fair. I agree with
But
that.
other than Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
Rise of the Silver Surfer, my favorite comic book movie
Hey.
would have to be Superman 78.
That's a great opinion. Jeez, okay. I thought he was gonna say some crazy ass like comic book movie that nobody likes or something. Okay, yeah, okay, I agree with him, but I can't even say anything about his opinions because they're great.
His favorite film is Rise of the Silver Surfer. It's a comic book movie.
Right. But
Because it has the Silver Surfer in it.
They did a great job with Silver Surfer in that movie, though. I can't disagree with that.
Right.
Even
Now,
though-
the movie itself,
When the
I
MCU
thought
finally
he was
introduces
cool.
Silver Surfer, Jada, will that be your favorite MCU movie
Say that
automatically?
again?
When the MCU introduces Silver Surfer, will that automatically be your favorite MCU movie?
As long as they portray him, I don't want to say the word respectfully because that doesn't really right, but if they portray him properly, then yeah, it will. But if they screw up the Silver Surfer, I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to hate it. But
Didn't they technically screw up the Silver Surfer at
Yes.
Rise, though?
They
Yes,
did. I would say they screwed up
they
Galactus
did,
more
but
than
there
Silver
was
Surfer. But yeah.
there was enough stuff that again okay, you have to understand. I've seen Rise of the Silver Surfer about a dozen times, but I've only ever watched 10 minutes of it because anytime it's not the Silver Surfer, I just fast forward, skip to the Silver Surfer.
Wait.
Mhm.
So your favorite comic book character is Silver Surfer from Rise of the Silver Surfer.
No,
but
again,
that's not your favorite comic book movie,
well, he's
though.
in the movie, so you're asking me what my favorite comic
Sure.
Wow.
Those 15 minutes are his favorite comic book movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your second favorite comic book movie?
He said
Well,
Superman
before-
78.
It would have
Before
to
he
be-
answers
it would have
that-
to be Superman.
Yes, Anzo.
No, I was gonna say before he answers that, I can't blame him because when I watch Bumblebee, that first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of that movie is the best Transformers
All
out
of
of any movie.
Bumblebee's a good movie.
No, it's not.
I have to agree with Enzo.
Bumblebee's good,
No,
even
it's
outside
not.
those first 5 minutes.
No, it's not. It's
Absolutely,
really not.
sir. It absolutely
It's
is.
really not. When you have a Bumblebee hiding in the house and doing all kinds of
It's meant to be like
stupidness
E.T. though. It's a play
Nah.
on E.T. It's
Yeah,
kind of
but
the 80s trope movie. It's the
don't-
point.
it's a Bumblebee though.
I stopped watching Transformer movies after the first one. It was so god awful. I never.
You'll
went
probably
back.
like Bumblebee because it's not really
I
connected to
stopped.
anything else.
Actually, I don't know which one it was, but it's the one where they were at a farm or something, and they were firing their lasers, and the grass was blowing up in explosions.
Age of
It's like,
Extinction.
how does the grass explode? I forget the name of the director.
The worst part was Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. That is probably my worst theater experience ever because I genuinely, because this is like teenage me, I genuinely thought Okay, they're saying it's a new direction, a new cast. They're introducing the Dinobots. It's going to be different, guys. It's going to be different. 3 hours later, there's no Dinobots. They show up at the very end for no reason, no explanation. They don't even look like the Dinobots or act like the Dinobots. There's like a 10-minute action sequence that's just headache-inducing. It's so bad, and the movie ends.
I
And the
hated
audience,
having to
and the audience, Jaded, no joke. They stood up and gave it a standing ovation, and I just yelled out, "Are you serious?"
I'll give
walked
you.
out.
I'll give you the worst thing they ever did in a Transformer movie. Okay, I can't remember which one it was, but Optimus Prime was fighting that Autobot hunter from Cyborg, and he takes his sword and is about to fucking stab Optimus Prime, and Mark Wahlberg blocks it and stops him from doing that.
Oh, with the shield, yeah.
The worst thing ever. I was like, "Are you kidding me, man?"
Remember in Transformers 4, Mark Wahlberg, real quick, where he pops the beer open, he drinks a Budweiser from the Budweiser truck, and like the worst product placement ever.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to read Anthony's comment because then I'm gonna have a question for you guys. He says, when I saw Spider-Man 3, I got my money back, and I say hallelujah. This movie is garbage. That's how he feels about Spider-Man, but he doesn't care for Tobey's Spider-Man. The question I have for you guys, like, is there ever the movie that you were so hyped to see, right? You couldn't wait to see this movie, and then you go to the movie theater or watch it at home, however you consume it, and once you've seen it, it completely lets you down completely.
Of course.
And why? What movie was that for you, Anzo? I'll start with you, Anzo.
Well, obviously that movie has to be The Force Awakens, because I have been a Star Wars fan since 3 years old. You know, I seen the first one in theaters. I love Star Wars. I even defend the prequels till this day. Everybody says Attack of the Clones is trash. I still say no, it's not. Sorry, I still say Attack of the Clones is better than anything that Disney Star Wars did. So when I went in to go see Attack of the Force Awakens, seen the trailers, I was excited. You get this little tease that maybe Finn is gonna be a Jedi, and then you go watch the movie and he's a janitor, and they kill Han Solo, and it just was a disappointment to me, and I can't stand those movies.
Bro, I'm going to get to your question in a minute because that's the next question I have. Sathwick, for you, what film was that?
Okay, so mine wasn't necessarily
Film, TV show, anything maybe.
Yeah,
that you
I was gonna
really
say I was gonna say Boba Fett, but then Boba Fett kind of those last few episodes turned into Mandalorian season 3, and I kind of liked it. I guess Man of Steel, to be honest with you. I don't know. I went into that movie super excited because I saw Christopher Nolan's name, and I'm like, ah, man, we just finished The Dark Knight. We're gonna get an awesome Superman movie, and I went into it, and it just was really depressing and sad. It just didn't feel like Superman to me. I mean, you know, Superman was one of the first characters I learned about in terms of the superheroes, right? So it was just, I grew up watching like the Justice League shows or watching the Super Friends. So it was just sort of a far cry from what I was used to, I guess.
RJ.
Oh man, people are gonna get really upset at me for saying this, but I gotta say it. For me, probably the movie I was so excited for, went to the midnight showing of it, walked away very disappointed and angry. It was Batman vs. Superman, the theatrical cut. I was so excited for that movie, and that theatrical cut was garbage. It is not a good movie. The Ultimate Edition makes it somewhat better. It's an okay movie. It went from a bad movie to an okay movie. But I'll never forget that feeling of underwhelmment and sadness and just being like, what the hell am I watching? Because that theatrical version is just a really bad movie. It's really, really bad. And I was just so excited for him. I took my dad to go see it with me, and it was his favorite character of all time was Superman. And that movie just, oh God. But it just disrespected Superman so much in that theatrical version, and it was just garbage.
Can I just say one thing real quick? Spider-Man 3 is not that bad.
No,
say that.
No,
I agree. I don't think it's that bad.
It's just the Venom stuff.
There's
Spider-Man
some
3
things in it.
it's the weakest of the Sam Raimi trilogy, but
Right.
even Sam Raimi at
yeah.
his weakest is still better than most movies.
Yeah, I watched it again a couple months ago, and I was watching it. I'm like, yo, this isn't as
Most
bad
of
as
it,
I
most
thought
of
it
it's
was.
pretty good. I mean, some of
Yeah.
the Venom stuff's kind of iffy, but the Sandman stuff's really good.
Yeah.
The acting's really good as always. I mean, it's
The fight
a-
at the beginning with
Ah,
Harry was
Say,
good.
say BBS and she shall appear.
You know, one thing I'm getting out of just all these Venom appearances on live action is maybe Venom isn't that cool of a character. Maybe he's not that interesting. You know,
Venom
maybe
was always just a '90s edge character that
right.
got
That's what I
elevated
was.
because he was a super popular.
But
That's
he
it.
ended
what I
up
was
becoming
thinking
a
too.
fan favorite. That's the problem.
Right.
Mhm.
So Eddie, what film was that like you were so hyped to see you
Oh,
couldn't
boy, here we
wait?
go.
You knew that it was going to be like your top movie that you and it just you watched it and it let you down completely. Like you just were like it's like a gut punch, you know?
I swear I did not do this on purpose. I swear, just because you're in the chat doesn't mean I was going to say this on purpose. But I gotta agree with RJ. BVS. It was so disappointed with the outcome of that film, and I do believe that not even with the 30 minutes, it just barely saves the film because in my opinion, it's still the same shit that I want to see. How rushed, how much stuff was blown into that film. How like Superman came back from Man of Steel having hope to like being all mopey, all that shit again. And look, I love the social political commentary of that film, but they just rushed the hell out of there. Look, Val, I swear we were talking about it before you came in the chat. But I freaking
Wow, look at you.
hate what they did. With
I will
Superman.
say, and for Bell's defense, I will say to me, BBS is not that bad. I like it, but there's things in it that let you down. Right? I don't
Like I
think
said,
it's a bad
I only don't like. I was disappointed and did not like the theatrical cut. That's the one that's been the most disappointing
the
for me.
extended
That
cut
first,
is better. The
because
extended cut is a
it's
lot
that
better.
first experience. It was the first time I got a taste of that movie, and it just let me down. The ultimate cut later fixed a lot of my issues, but that disappointment the first time I saw that theatrical version still lingered, man. You know.
I guess with me, I was in middle school when that came out, so I was just more excited to see all the Easter eggs and the Flash show up and everything. So I walked out of that liking the movie, but then after later rewatches, I'm like, these aren't the characters I wanted. This isn't the Superman I wanted. This is like Eddie said, the political commentary was great. I mean, it was honestly nice to see that, but just the overall characterization of these characters felt like several steps backwards rather than moving them forward and getting Superman right. That's where that movie suffered. I feel like.
Yeah, they rushed to Justice League. The nightmare shit wasn't needed. Batman killing had people tight, and I had me tight too. I'm not gonna lie.
I guess.
I don't know what I mean. It's called Batman versus Superman, but they only fight once and end for like 11 minutes. Guy, come on, bro.
Well, it's not even.
I mean,
that,
I thought that they were building on the tension like between Clark and Bruce, like in times like. The things that I had an issue with was a lot of the Lex Luthor stuff, and
he was all cartoony.
The Doomsday stuff.
Right.
To me, I think that if they could have fixed him, if that didn't happen and the stuff, and then
that Lex Luthor's
Doomsday
horrible
stuff, I could have there were things that I did like. I thought that Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck had that good chemistry where they didn't like each other. I thought that was good, throughout the movie.
To this day, I still cannot stand Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I absolutely hate that performance. I hate that version of the character. Even though for the most part, think BVS is an okay movie, the stuff I still hate, it's all that Lex Luthor stuff. I don't like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. I think it was a miscast. I cannot stand that version of the character. I understand people say, well, it's like Superman Birthright. I get it, but I can't stand it. To me, he's just annoying. He's not fun to watch. I really he drags that entire movie down for me, which is a shame.
I think he was cartoony over the top, but I don't know what I don't know if it was for Riddler he was trying to play or someone. I really don't know, but it's just I like him more in Justice League, but that's because he's barely in there. But it's it is what it is. But yeah, it's just so much stuff that Zack Snyder put in that film. Look, it's visually stunning, and some of the characterizations are good. Like my favorite person out of the whole movie is Batman, despite him being a murderer. But it's and then the Martian scene, it was just executed. I got what it meant, but that it was executed in a poor manner. So I was like, I don't even want to talk about BVS anymore. Fuck that movie.
I was gonna add too, like the whole thing with Lex Luthor is even though Lex Luthor can't challenge Superman in terms of fighting him, he challenges him mentally sometimes, right? So I feel like Jesse Eisenberg, what he was saying was really good, but the way he was saying it and the overall portrayal and how the delivery of the lines, it just didn't work for me. It turned into a joke.
One more thing, and I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Killing Superman in the second movie overall of the franchise.
It's a major L.
That's the biggest, dumbest shit I ever seen in my life. I had no emotion when he died. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that was so stupid.
I was like, they're really doing this. They're really killing off Superman. You gotta be kidding me.
Jaded. I do want to, before I get to Jaded, I want to read Isaac's comment from earlier. He says, to me, Terminator Dark Fate, Matrix Resurrection, Wonder Woman 84, Rise of Skywalker are my biggest disappointments, especially Dark Fate. Yeah, I did not and like the stuff that they did with Dark Fate. And Isaac says, I hated BVS in 2016, but I ended up loving it a couple of months after. Slowly fell in love with the movie. And I feel like the first time I watched it, I actually was like, okay, like Lex Luthor was annoying, but like the second time I watched it, I was like, I still don't like him, but I enjoyed the movie, a lot more. Well, and then the extended cut is a better film.
It also
I feel like I have to be in a mood for it because it's so heavy too.
Well, it also doesn't help, and I have to bring it up too. It also came out like a month before Civil War came out. And Civil War is just a better movie in every aspect. Like, you're doing a hero versus hero movie. It just did it right. Yeah, it was just so much better.
I feel like it was rushed. I mean, like, BVS, like, I feel like they didn't build up enough Superman. And obviously they didn't, because that's where we met Ben Affleck's, Bruce Wayne and his Batman. I wish they would have gave us a little bit more time of them together. And then, instead of them being two people that, didn't really know each other, But I wanted to ask Jaded, what was a film that you went to see that you were so excited to see and it completely just pissed you off?
It would have to be The Phantom Menace, because that has to be one of the rare movies that I went in and the idea that it was going to be bad never even was a possibility. And I'm watching it and I waited 16 years for this. And I literally walked out of the movie. It was just, it was The Phantom. How could the idea of there being a bad Star Wars movie just didn't even make sense to me. And then I saw all three and then you had those three and then you had the sequels. And it was like, apparently the original trilogy was a fluke.
In retrospect,
me,
sorry, this guy's real quick. No. In retrospect, do you still hate The Phantom Menace as much as you do now?
Oh yeah, I think they were all okay. I saw all.
A lot of people say after like the sequels, like
I saw all of the first one. I saw half of the second one, and I never saw the third one. So I had literally no interest at all.
For me, the film, I remember being really, really excited to go see this. This recently, last year when Wonder Woman 1984 came out, because I was really, really hyped to see that movie. I was so hyped because I loved Wonder Woman 2017. We love to go to movies on Christmas Day. And I remember, I'm like, yeah, we're going. We got our tickets. We're not going to watch it on HBO Max. I didn't want to be spoiled because I could have watched it on HBO Max, and I was doing my best not to click on it as soon as it was released to watch it. And then I go to the theaters, and I'm like, what is this bullshit that I'm watching? And it was just like Wonder Woman Barbie, through the whole movie. And then and then oddly enough, it didn't feel like her film. To me a whole lot. It felt like Max Ward's film, and he wasn't to me, he was the best part of the movie, but he wasn't great either. You know what I mean? It's like it just was a mess. And you could tell, there's no way, she should have helped pen that script. It was just a mess all around. And trying to do these campy things, as nostalgia and harking back to a campier time. I don't think the execution what was done right. I think that like when you look at, and I know JD doesn't like Multiverse of Madness, but like those campy moments in that movie to me work, right? A lot of that stuff works because it's like a throwback to this like campy type of movie style. And I think Wonder Woman 1984 tried to do that stuff and it just fell flat. Like I remember the opening scene in the mall, I was like, oh, this is about to be some bullshit because that was so freaking cringe. I hated every moment of it. I absolutely hated it.
With the girl, and everybody drop her. Don't do it.
Southwick is thinking, you know what? If James Gunn had directed, it would have been a lot better.
It probably would have. Well, if he would have wrote the script,
I don't think Wonder Woman would have been a good character for him in the first place.
Then she didn't have her sword and shield either. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and Zeal says WandaVision and Thor Ragnarok disappointed me in both, but in different ways. Yeah, well, I know you don't like WandaVision.
Thor Ragnarok. I agree with you on Thor Ragnarok.
My son hated Thor.
God is here. And Kamani says Wonder Woman 84, just like I said, let me down because the dumb wish part of the movie. Yeah, that was really stupid.
All right, so while Ashley was tapping for her excitement for Wonder Woman 84, you MCU fans can't trust none of y'all. She was praying on this movie downfall. You just DM me 24/7 and say, I hope Wonder Woman 84 fails. And I said, Ashley, be on the lookout that she's gonna be fired. She was DMing me, guys. I got evidence. I'm gonna find it. I got it somewhere. I got.
Yeah, no, I believe you, man.
I did talk stuff on stream. Like,
yeah, she was talking hellish shit. She
like
was
we were joking.
Trash. Black Widow better. I'm like,
and I mean, Black
Widow was better.
Man,
I said, you're gonna see.
Like, mid.
That was just shit talking, But I was really super excited to see the movie.
We all know Captain Marvel was better than both of them.
Yeah.
What movie? Marvel? Yeah, Captain Marvel.
I agree.
So, Doc, what film for you was like the one that you were super excited to see and you were so hyped, and then it just
Chipmunks 4. Chipmunks 4.
I said in the chat.
He loves it.
I said actually too, but I'll stick with one. It was Predators 2018. That shit pissed me off. I was so pissed when I saw that shit. I saw the trailer and I was like, all right, this is Predators. Hopefully this is like Predators' chance to like do something good and come back. Like this franchise is on its last legs. I need something. Well, nah, they fucked it all up. Shane Black turned it into a comedy. And it's not that I don't hate comedy, guys. It's just that he took the Predators franchise and turned it into a comedy. Like nothing serious is happening. So much stupid stuff. You have a super predator versus a regular predator. Then they killed a regular predator, and I'm like, this is trash.
I mean, that's Shane Black. I mean, he kind of does that because like
this is the thing. Shane Black was part of the very first Predators movie. He was one of the cast members. He should understand what the franchise is supposed to be. He was literally a cast member, a main character, and he just butchers Predators like that. That was so bad.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. It was not. Like you get Shane Black is a filmmaker I very much respect and love. I have no clue what went wrong with that Predator movie because it seemed like a match made in heaven to make a great movie, and it ended up being just so bad. I honestly don't know what happened. I really don't.
It turned into much of a big blockbuster movie and stuff. Like if you read the original script that they have for that movie, it was so much better. It was supposed to be, if you played the game Predator Concrete Jungle, it was supposed to be similar to that, but a little bit different. The Predator technology gets taken away, and some Predators and humans team up to retrieve that technology, and they also have something they want to get to. So it's like a common thing.
Okay, hold on. Which was the Predator movie where it was the Predator versus the aliens versus the Space Marines?
Aliens versus Predator.
That was Aliens versus Predator.
Yeah, there was two.
Okay, I think that's the one. I think that's the last one I saw.
Shifty says no. Not only was the Predator trash, but the alternate ending was going to have Ripley and Newt arrive from the future, setting up the sequel. They actually filmed the scene with a stunt double.
I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't put her in there or even try because that was.
So am I.
And then the other movie that pissed me off, like just as much as 2018, was that Hellboy 2019 movie.
Oh wait, hold on.
That movie was so bad.
I didn't even bother watching it.
Hellboy's
I didn't even make it past.
Hellboy's Doomfist. Hellboy's Doomfist. The fist on his hand looks so low budget. The fist looks so low. It literally like someone took some clay and put it together around his arm, around his hand. I'm like,
I didn't even make it past the wrestling match at the beginning of the movie. I didn't even get past the wrestling match.
Like, at least with Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy movies, they had comedy, but it was better. Like Hellboy 2019 had comedy that was so shitty, it was just bad. Like,
yeah,
for me, look, if you want to give me some evil shit, I want to see some evil ass shit, right? I will roll with what you present. They gave me some evil shit, and it was like playground. It was playground hell. I was like, what am I watching? It was so bad.
Yeah, like Southwick, the humor in Hellboy, the first one, that Guillermo del Toro, if he were to do Boost of Blue and Gold, or if he were to do Justice League International, I would be behind that way more than I would.
I think that would be a better Justice League Dark movie than
he was going to do Justice League Dark. Well, you know,
I remember that. Yeah. So I mean,
Guillermo del Toro just come save the MCU.
I'm just not seeing it with them doing Justice League International. I just can't picture that in my head. I don't know. I just don't
want James Gunn to destroy.
No James Gunn.
No James.
He wants James Gunn to direct a Silver Surfer film, guys.
So have him go back to doing commercials or whatever it was he was doing before.
What about does Joss Whedon still make movies? Is that still no? What about Joss Whedon?
No, he is out of here. Get him out of here.
You know what?
He'll never work on a major franchise.
Other than what was Serenity?
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't even remember the last movie he did after Serenity.
Avengers 2012.
Oh, he did Avengers.
He created Shield, the TV show Shield. He did Avengers 2012.
The last Agents of Shield, his brother.
Yeah, he created Agents of Shield, and then in Age of Ultron. Justice League 2017. But what did he direct after Justice League 2017? Was that the last film? I mean, he didn't really have direct because he kind of did. He came in.
I don't think he did a film after that, but he did do the HBO series, The Nevers.
The Nevers.
The pilot.
He created it. Didn't he create that show?
He created. I think he directed the pilot. Yeah.
And then they booted him off his own show.
And they booted him off of it.
Avengers and
boot a man off his own show and steal it.
No, Avengers 2012 is good.
Age of Ultron wasn't that.
The others,
Age of Ultron.
I like Age of Ultron. I'm like one of those people that like it. So
I like the Age of Ultron too. Yeah,
I don't know. Had a better track record than James Gunn, so I'll give him that.
I mean,
Joss Whedon is.
He did, and Buffy. He did one of the greatest shows of ever. Buffy.
It's a different style of
Toy Story franchise.
That's the point, Southwick. That's what I'm saying. That type of humor, that style, is something I'm more inclined towards than James Gunn's. He's basically a 14-year-old boy and thinking, ha ha ha, fart jokes are funny.
But you're telling me that Booster Gold and Blue Beetle don't act like 14-year-old boys when they're together?
Yes, they act like 14-year-old boys, but they don't do the fart jokes thing because it gets balanced by the fact that they are mature and they are superheroes and they do know they're not there. Again, for those of you who don't know, we're talking about a series.
Somebody send it to me.
Yeah, but his first arrest.
Innocent.
What?
It was footage of his first arrest.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
Just somebody send it to me and we'll react to it.
Yeah, because he spit on some guy, but then he was like, "No, the guy's Nazi though."
Right.
Yeah. Nazis. I told y'all Ezra Miller innocent. Free my homie.
Let me see.
Yeah, TMZ.
Ezra Miller also has some.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, I made a video about it.
Exclusive. TMZ got the video.
I did not see anything.
Are they gonna trash the Flash movie?
Well, supposedly this new video may put Ezra in a better light because apparently he says he was the victim of an anti-Semitic attack.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Let's look at this. Because I haven't seen it. So
Are you gonna
I
get
haven't
in
seen the
trouble?
video
Thank
yet
you,
either.
Kate.
I heard about it. I didn't see it yet.
Actually, are you gonna get in trouble if you show it though?
I mean, I'm
If Ron will
not
get in
like I'm not
trouble, but
monetized
I
or
see you guys
anything
had to
right
pay
now.
attention
So.
to my channel. I
I
talked
didn't
about
see
it an hour
anything
ago.
graphic.
You
in the
didn't
video when I
tell
saw it.
me that you put a video. I don't know. I don't get notifications hardly for anybody anymore.
I didn't know we wanted to talk about Ezra Miller. I would have told you.
I would have watched it. You know, I would have supported you. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about that, how many views do I
How
have?
long?
Give me a moment. I want to represent, you know, a
I'm gonna
a
pull
king
this
right
up.
here.
Oh,
True
here
king,
we
true
go.
king.
So, just for context, what? Oh, I shared the wrong thing.
How long is
So,
the
what
video?
is How long is this? Hi, Nerd Man.
Hey, Nerd.
Yo, what up, Father Nerd Man?
Hey, Nerd Man.
What's up? I'm literally on the train to work, so I'm gonna like cut out any second.
Okay. Well, so we are going to look at this video.
Oh, you're
I got it. We're going to
How
look at it
long
'cause I
is it?
haven't seen it.
Nerd Man, did any MC hoodlums try to rob you on the train?
Great stream too, by the way,
Any
last
MC
night, Nerd
hoodlums,
Man.
right, as of yet, man. Not yet.
I liked your
Right,
stream
keep
last
an eye out.
night, Nerd Man.
Oh, thank you.
I like it because I mean you were very concise with your points, so and it's not
Oh,
you know
so
who you were
it was
reacting
a-
to. You did a good job with that. So shout out to you. For that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I knew you were a Snyder fanboy. You know what I'm saying? So did I want to share the right one?
Now he's an
I'm
MC
having technical
fanboy
difficulties.
because he loved Multiverse of Madness. So
It's not that
I
long.
keep sharing the wrong thing.
Nerd Man's a closet
might
MC
be
fanboy.
that might be one of the best comic book movies.
What is the best comic book movie of all time?
You said Multiverse Madness is now one of them.
He likes Multiverse of Madness. Yes, he does. It says
You've
So
lost all
this-
credibility.
Did Nerdman have any
Nerdman
credibility,
joined the
though?
dark side. I don't know.
I don't think you should watch this version. I think you should watch the version I sent you.
Ashley,
on YouTube.
you are muted.
Oh, if this is the
Okay, so
YouTube
you spit in
version.
your
Sorry.
face.
Dude. And I was
Okay.
like, what's up, cuz?
Okay.
What's up?
it's not showing up.
What's
Why
up?
is it, why is it
No,
blurry?
this is it.
It's blurry on the.
Okay, you spit in your face for no reason.
Fuck yeah. I was like, way across the room. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he thought he was somebody else.
You don't see it?
No. I got assaulted and I started.
Mhm.
Let me show you the video. Let's talk stories outside.
Which one is playing?
And
Yes,
Ezra
I'm-
Miller, this
The
is
top one, I
no
think.
warrants, but he's caution codes unstable,
There we
29
go.
location now.
Ezra got swag. Look at him.
I'm gonna start it over. 'Cause I'm sorry, guys. I gotta start it over.
No, you're fine. Good.
See, I told y'all Ezra did nothing wrong. Free that man.
No,
No,
it's
this brother-
embarrassing.
I was playing
wouldn't
darts.
say anything
Okay.
too quickly.
And then what?
There you go.
With my good girl.
Okay.
And he come right up to me and just like,
He started shouting.
no. I know who spit on me.
Okay, so he spit in your face.
Dude. And I was
Okay.
like, what's up, cuz?
Okay.
What's up?
What's
And
up,
then I
cuz?
Example.
jumped in and held it back.
Yeah.
You
So
know
he
what?
spit in your face for no reason.
Fuck yeah. I was like, way across the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he thought he was somebody else.
No. I got assaulted and I started filming. Let me show you the video. Let's talk stories outside. Let's talk stories outside.
And Ezra Miller, this is no warrants, but he's caution codes unstable, 29 location.
Yeah, there's Pointer used to his ass getting arrested.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised when he said Ezra Miller. I was surprised he didn't go what again?
What's your name? What's your badge number? Tell me your name and your badge number. What key?
Ooh, yeah.
Ezra.
Full name, full badge number.
Get him, Ezra.
I don't blame him right now. I'm sorry.
F the police, Ezra.
Now. Tell me your name and your badge number now. You. Get off the road.
This is my flag. She's a hero.
I mean arrested for disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Drunk as
I
hell,
didn't
though.
do
I was
anything.
assaulted.
Okay.
I like it.
Them
Why is
pants,
he dressed
though.
up like? Why?
He looks
Why
good, though.
The man looks like the Joker.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
just
love it. I love it. I love it.
With all the purple, it's too much of a Joker look.
I was. You said get off the road. I got off the road. No, you didn't. I did.
No, you
I
didn't.
got off the edge of
Ashley,
the road.
Central 1315150.
What did I do wrong?
You spit in somebody's face.
A guy in that bar declared himself as a Nazi. I have it on film, and he attacked me.
Okay, so
I claim my 9th Amendment rights to not be unlawfully
persecuted for a crime of no designation, disorderly conduct being something I am unguilty of. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be searched and seized on no probable cause that you will not be able to offer in a court
Yeah,
of
tell
law.
him, Ezra. Yeah, get him.
Damn, someone took a
Yeah,
bingo.
see
Good for
how
him.
I
this will
claim my
actually
Fourth
work. Go
Amendment
ahead.
rights to not be searched and seized. Please do
Oh,
not
yeah,
touch my
that'll
ring. Okay.
We'll get it right
I claim my
after.
Fourth Amendment
Sir,
rights
sir,
to
it's
not
gonna be
have
right
search
here,
and
okay?
seizure
We're just letting you know it's gonna be right here.
unlawfully without probable cause. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be unlawful. Hey, you just touched my penis. Please don't do that. I'm not transgender, non-binary. I don't want to be searched by a man.
I
I'm
love how
transgender,
he thinks
non-binary,
his
and I don't want to be
protest
searched by a
actually
man. I claim my
viable.
Fourth Amendment rights. These are Nerf
Fuck the
guns.
police for
These are Nerf
harassing
bullets.
Ezra.
Those
Just
are Nerf
wait,
bullets.
what?
They are
He
fake
was
and they are a toy.
transgender?
There's my belt buckle and my Nerf bullets.
I appreciate that.
Please don't take them from me. The flash ring means a lot to me.
Yeah, that flash ring. That's flash right there, baby.
I love how
Wait,
he's
so he's
saying-
claiming he said I'm non-binary. I don't want a male officer to search
No,
me. And
he
claimed
also
they
said he
touched
was
his penis?
transgender too.
No, he's just saying that
I
that's
knew
his,
that was
because
gonna
that's
be
his
the
amendment
first
right
thing
to say the
someone
full
brings
thing.
up.
You have to say the full thing, the whole full amendment. And he was basically saying I associate with being non-binary and transgender. I
Okay.
do not want a male officer to.
I tell you,
Okay.
I mean that does put it
Well, and
in
he-
a
did
different
That puts it.
context.
No.
Well,
it
Ezra
puts it in a
also said
better
I have
sense.
video of the person saying being a Nazi and assaulting me or something. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite part has to be is going. I'm exerting my Fourth Amendment right, and the police. As the police officers are doing what he's doing, it's like, hey, Ezra, get the clue. They're not paying attention. They don't care.
No, they
And
don't.
that
I mean,
was-
but they
it-
don't.
The best part to me was
I want to say this before I go.
Yes.
In general, I think this doesn't make him look particularly good in terms of, in terms of how he's representing this, like the company that he's working for, right? Like
Yes.
he's supposed to be the flagship. He's supposed to be the flag. I think this gives some kind of mitigating circumstances to all these assaults we've been hearing about, and gives us some kind of context to that.
Yeah.
But still, the way he's behaving is not something the way I would expect somebody who's a flagship of, a major, franchise like that. I really, I'm kind of baffled, honestly, by the video and by his behavior.
What is in the water in Hawaii?
But again, there's
To
this
be
thing,
fair,
right? There's this thing, no,
he seemed like he's obviously distrusting of the police and like dealing with them. But if someone spit on him and then they're not,
Right.
and they're
But
they're
he's been
really
arrested
not.
before.
Yeah, I felt
He's been
like
arrested. It can't be the person is always doing something to him. He's been
no,
arrested
no,
before,
I agree, but I feel
right?
like maybe
And
in this
he keeps getting
situation
arrested.
that it looked like to me that he was a little. I don't think he handled the police situation maybe the best, but that's also a true fear. Especially people have a fear of the police in this country.
No, they
It's not
don't.
just us.
Black
Yes, they
people have
do.
a fear of
No.
police in this country.
There's no.
It-
A
it-
lot of I know people. I know white people who come from specific groups.
So Ezra Miller,
They are
Ezra Miller,
also very
movie
afraid of the
star,
police.
should be having
I'm
fear
not
of-
saying that. I'm
of-
just
of
saying, but
police
he's,
the way
right,
but
that-
it's
By
also
dealing
he's
with highway
also
state
no.
patrol officers,
He's
they don't give a
also
rat's ass what color you're
non-binary, and he knows things that police do to other people. So he might have an untrusting
Sure,
nature
and I
towards
get
the police.
that, but
But I'm
stop
saying there are a
trying to-
lot of people
stop
that
trying
don't
to
trust
rep-
the police.
Stop trying to rep and behave like you're part of some kind of minority or whatever.
I mean, he
that
is,
gonna be
though.
He
hassled
is,
by the
though.
police.
He is.
He is. Movie star Ezra Miller is part
He's
of some kind of-
non-binary. That is,
He
I mean, he
he's part of
is.
the they are part of the LGBTQ plus community. That's
I get
a
that.
minority
I get
group.
I get that. I'm not saying he's not like that.
But you just said
doesn't
he wasn't.
impact- You can't see that from just looking at him. A police officer is not.
He
going to
says
know
it
that
out
just
loud
looking at
multiple times, and it's
Sorry?
it's public information who Ezra Miller
So police
is.
officers are super into Ezra Miller movies and know everything about Ezra Miller.
Well,
But
they
it-
might know
no.
that he is a star. They might
Yeah.
know that he's in these films. And
I mean,
especially
they said it on the
if
radio. You
I
hear
mean
in
it's
the
a
beginning of the
small
video.
island that he's on
Yeah.
too. He's on a small
Sure, I get
island,
it.
And it's
Look,
an
and
island that he
so
visits
everybody knows that
so
who he
often.
is.
Yeah.
And his previous record isn't helping either. And I mean, they can obviously just be
That's
judging him
true.
based off of his previous record.
Yeah, I mean, like I know a white guy who the cops were called on him. I mean, yes, granted he was drunk and he was talking to them, and they pulled his arm, and he tried to get away because the man pulled his arm really hard, and then they beat him to the ground, and his face was all
I
bloody.
don't disagree that bad things happen to white people by cops as
I mean,
well
but
as
I'm
black.
just saying there are people
What
who
I'm
are like
saying is there's a
economically in a
difference
different
between that.
situation who are white and are in poverty that
Sure,
do have a fear of
sure,
police. I'm not,
but there's a difference
it is a
between that
different
and
thing.
grandstanding. That's what he was doing, was grandstanding with the police. If he had just sat there, been like, relatively okay, he could have said some things. Maybe don't search me, like, because of whatever Fourth Amendment rights. He didn't have to play up like that. He was grandstanding because he's trying to say, I'm a brother, I'm with you, I'm with, and you can do that in other ways. You can do that by being part of movies that address those issues. You can do that by going to marches. You can do that by other means than trying to grandstand in front of police. And I just, it makes him look bad.
But I think it doesn't make him with this specific incident with whoever he had an altercation with. I think that it doesn't necessarily make him look as bad in that part of the situation.
No.
I think that he could have de-escalated that situation
Right.
With the cops. He was very much in his right to be filming them, but he was
Sure,
kind of
that's
like
true.
running away, and he was resisting them. The fact that they didn't they could have charged him with resisting arrest in that situation, but they didn't. There. Anzo, you've been quiet. What did you think about this?
To be honest with you, I don't care.
He doesn't care.
No, I really don't. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
Caden.
I think this honestly, like, I think I said it to you on Enosh's stream, and to you guys, like, on Enosh's streams, that I agree with you and Austin about this whole thing. But after this video, I have a bit more compassion for it now, and it's like, oh, this sheds more light onto the situation that actually happened on the first time, and it was like, oh, it was clearly not what everyone thought it was, and he was trying, to be responsible on how filming the police and also asking them for their name and badge numbers, and was not wanting to be arrested until he had that information. Which is fine, but although yes, he was running away and running the street, and they told him to get off the street, and then and then clearly that he was they were asserting their amendments and be like, hey, like, you can't search me, or you can't arrest me for something I didn't do, and they were still doing it, and they're just like ignoring him, and so but yeah, like, I don't think he should have should he spit in the person in the face? No. But like, he did good when he was recording it too, recording the assault. Had someone record the assault or whatever. When it was happening. And so I have a bit more compassion for this, and also it just makes him look like a drunk asshole. That's
Yeah.
it, honestly. Because everyone else is like, oh, he's just like this guy who's on a rampage, but now this video just makes him look like a drunk asshole. So yeah, and also Hawaii does have a history of not liking people who just come to visit the islands that aren't the tourist islands. So, it's an interesting thing. So we'll see how everything else plays out. I hope for the best for them. So yeah.
The main authority says not everything cops do is racially motivated. They're cut from the same cloth. People who seek control and power They're not peacekeepers. They're enforcers backed by the government, as always, which is a good point. And
Yeah,
that's
that
why it
is-
goes
yeah.
to the point that a lot of people, I mean, yes, you hear more, especially in this country, a lot of those issues are tied to our community, the Black community. But like I said, there are people in other communities that are untrusting of police and are very scared of them too,
Right.
Eddie?
Can I?
Yes.
I just
Sir,
wanted
man.
to address one thing. The thing that's annoying me about it was that I was kind of like defending this guy on the basis that I was like, he's having some kind of mental breakdown, or he's maybe he's getting too drunk. He's like, getting too whacked out on drugs or whatever, and he's got a problem and he needs to go and seek help. That isn't a person. What I saw there isn't a person that is dealing with necessarily drug issues to the extent that he needs to go to rehab or drinking too much or something like that. What I saw there is someone who has an ideological commitment to causing trouble with people. And if the guy did what he said he did, and like he said he was a Nazi and assaulted him first, good on him for, fighting back against that and whatever. But it's all about kind of presentation. And the fact is, this isn't the first time this kind of shit has happened. If this consistently happens to him, it can't be every guy is coming up to him, calling him, saying that they're Nazis and assaulting them. There has to be something else going on. So that's all I'm saying. I feel that it's an ideological thing that I saw there. I don't like cops. I don't like authority. I'm pro Black Lives Matter. I'm pro, LGBTQ. I'm pro this, and I'm going to, announce that as much as possible, and use that as a way to cause mischief. And that's fine. But if you're the Flash and you're part of some big franchise, you have to think about that kind of behavior.
That's true. Good point. Eddie, do you have anything? I'm going to hear Dot here in a second.
I don't know. They're definitely crazy. Just seeing the arrest, all that. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, he keeps saying there's like Nazis and stuff like that, or people just causing trouble just for the sake of it towards him. Like they're the ones that are starting it or trying to assault him. I do believe that if there is some form of discrimination there in Hawaii when it comes to like against the tourists, or I guess not like against white males and stuff like that. I really don't know how it works.
And maybe it says being non-binary, like they might be
that and LGBT,
he might be having
those
those encounters that
yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I think that's why I heard when he was trying to go into the bar saying that they don't want people like him in there or something like that. I don't know, but look, we definitely need his side to the story. I do feel sympathy for him, but at the same time, I still want him to be held accountable. But like now he already left Hawaii. He's getting counseling and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we just gotta wait and see, because there are reports that him and WB are gonna come out with a statement. So I hope Ezra just
it's weird because they said that yesterday.
Wait, so they're gonna come out with a statement?
Yeah. So yesterday, they said, well, remember the day before the RJ, the rumor was going around that they were going to replace him, right?
Oh yeah.
And then yesterday, they basically confirmed that they're not at this time recasting him. And once all of the facts are laid out, that people will see things clearly, and that and once people see Ezra's side, they might realize what's happening with him, basically. And that he's getting therapy. Yes.
What's interesting is Warner Brothers Discovery owns TMZ.
Yeah, that was gonna say they just seem really that happened yesterday, and then this happened today. So it's like. Yeah. It seems like that this was intentional, to show what happened with him and the police.
Happened.
Yeah. RJ, what do you? Yeah. Yeah. And RJ, what did you think of this? In fact, I haven't. Does this change anything for you?
I mean,
in this specific incident, yeah.
I mean, additional context is always important. Getting to see another side of this whole thing is, of course, always important. I honestly still don't know what to make of this, to be honest. There's nothing here that like lets me think one way or another yet. I will say there are some things about it that are interesting. I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, this is still a developing situation. I think it's important that we don't jump to conclusions and just kind of wait and see, because I can't say it like completely changes my mind about it, but it makes me think about everything we've seen this far and what exactly it all means. If that makes sense, you know.
Mhm. But did he seem? Maybe it's just me, but did he seem drunk or high to anyone?
No, he seemed like he was.
He was drunk. He was
I
slurring.
think
was
he was
slurring his
drunk.
words for
He
sure.
was
Sometimes he
absolutely
was
drunk.
slurring. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seemed like
he was
Blackout
intoxicated.
drunk. I mean, do you think blackout drunk? He was walking. He was walking
No,
normal.
he
He
was.
wasn't.
He
I
was
think he'd
like he
remember
probably
that
had
the
like
next
3 or
day.
4
Well,
drinks.
K-Dot did say he had some swag to him, so I don't know if it was.
Yeah, I mean, he was intoxicated.
You
Like,
can tell.
yeah, especially when he's like at one point, when he was standing there, like you could really tell he
Yeah.
was slurring right before they take him to the police car and before he kind of like walks up the street. When he first comes out of the bar, like, and he's
Yeah.
standing there, he sounds he's slurring. You could really tell
Okay.
he's intoxicated right there. In my opinion,
Maybe
anyway.
maybe I'm just used to like very different, because when I see people who, and even myself, when I haven't remembered things in the morning because I was just like so drunk, it's like I know that I would have been just like I wouldn't even be able to walk in a straight like kind of line kind of thing. So and friends of mine as well who've been in the same condition. So
Welcome.
I just figured that he was a little bit, he'd had a couple, but I didn't think he was like over the line. Like I'd have to worry about him just looking at him, kind of thing.
I'm going to read this comment real quick, and then I want to hear what Dot has to say. Welcome, Strange Marvel Theories. It says, what DC needs to do is transition out of Ezra's Flash character. If DC does replace Ezra, is to pull the Crisis on Infinite Earths and bring in a new Flash.
I feel like what's happening right now is a lot of people are using this sort of to their advantage because they don't like Ezra as the Flash. So they're like, oh, he's causing trouble or he's in some trouble. We don't like him as the Flash. Let's recast him.
Right.
I feel like that shouldn't even be part of the discussion. Whether or not you like his performance as the Flash. The only reason he would you would want him to leave, the project or projects is if he's presenting a bad image for WB. I mean, that's two completely separate ideas, right? So I don't think we should start going around saying, oh, he's a bad Flash, and because of this, and this, he needs to leave. Right? That's just that's not cool. I mean,
there are people doing it the other way too, to say he's connected to a certain director. Well, that's why they don't want to discuss it or paint it as a bad way either. So you got to think about that as well.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, I like him a lot as the Flash. I think he was really good, and
Main Authority does not like him. He says, I don't know the man. Ezra could be on the right side of any of this. I don't care recast his ass because he don't know how to act like Barry Allen with his Wally Bart Allen West acting ass. See, he doesn't like his portrayal.
I don't like his
portrayal. All right, that's
either.
me, guys. I have to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good day at work. Yes, Anzo. Go get your rest.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you guys so much.
Peace.
Yes, subscribe to Bigger for Entertainment if you have not already. Subscribe to Hot Takes Tuesday. They both put out fire content. So please subscribe to these dope dudes. Thank you guys so much.
Peace.
Dottie, are you here?
Yeah, I gotta head to work in a bit.
I know. I wanted to hear your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah. My last thing. I'm kind of there with RJ. This doesn't really change my outlook on how I currently feel about Ezra, but like, because I couldn't really make out what the other dude was saying stuff. Ezra saying like he called me. Like from this, I can't really prove nothing. That doesn't really change too much my opinion, but. I don't know. At the moment, it doesn't really change much my opinion. I mean, we just seen him get arrested and stuff. We seen his experience with the police getting arrested, but as far as if the dude's a Nazi or not, or who started it, like I can't really tell from this video.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't have that.
It's
We
just
don't
two
have that
people
on.
going, back and forth saying he did this, blah blah blah. Like, no, you did that. I didn't do this. What you talking about? It's basically that this video.
Yeah.
The only thing I got from the video was he had a kind of rough experience with the police. I mean, not completely bad, but just little. But at the moment, I'm gonna wait and see what's up. I want to hear that statement. I want to hear him give more context. There's more context you got to give to like all three of the things he did. So it's not just.
Well, apparently, allegedly, he hit the lady with a chair, and then apparently now, he threw the chair, but they're saying that the actual chair did not fly up and hit him. Apparently, they're saying even though he still shouldn't have threw it, they're saying, oh, something broke off, and that's what hit her.
Yeah,
it's just like.
It's very
But
wishy
you
washy.
still threw the chair, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about if you didn't throw it, then nothing would have broke off the chair, and then nothing could have flew off and hit her if that's what happened.
Right.
Sathwick or RJ, do you have something to add here?
No, I mean, like,
you guys gotta head out.
Bye, Donnie. Thank you.
Deuces. MCU's trash.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I mean, like I said, this whole thing is it's just such a mess. This whole situation's such a mess, man. Like, I honestly don't know what to believe or think anymore about any of this. It's just, it gets more and more crazy as time goes on, and it's nutty. That's just the best way I can say it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and then Strange Marvel Theory says the problem seems to be no one stepped in the beginning of Ezra's troubles to address the issues and help Ezra. Yeah, I mean, like we've been saying that, like where it seems like it's now got to the point where it's just like, unless people attempted and he refused, and we just don't know about that. It just seems like that, and we haven't heard anything about it. Does he have family that's there to try to like reach out to him and help him? We don't know what his family situation
Supposedly
is.
the people that he went to Hawaii with weren't there with them anymore. So they left Ezra a while ago. So
this whole situation. Oh, go ahead.
See, the thing is that in regards to that statement, it was like, forget the problems. It's like Warner Brothers should have either given him, like his publicist should have come in, or they should have given him or they should have assigned him some handlers. Okay, because he's obvious. I don't care about his psychological problems. I don't care. I'm talking about Warner Brothers dealing with the image of their character. Warner Brothers should have had handlers come in and say, Ezra, you're not going to a bar. That's all there is to it. You want to hang out in Hawaii? You can go to the tourist spots, but you're not going to a bar because you can't handle it. Warner Brothers should have done something like that to just tell him to stop doing what he's doing. Warner Brothers, nobody has to deal with his problems. That's his decision. Okay, Warner Brothers doesn't have to come in and go, oh, we have to give you a psychiatrist. That's not their job. Okay, that's Ezra Miller's job. And I don't understand this. And to go off of Enzo, okay, if it wasn't for the fact that Ezra Miller was Flash, none of us would care.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that he is Flash, I still don't care. And if they go, you know what, we're gonna get rid of Ezra Miller as Flash and they're gonna replace him, fine. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care about Ezra Miller's personal life. I never did, and I never will.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I mean, my feelings on him as the Flash is completely separate from my feelings on his personal life and what's going on here. I mean, honestly, whatever's happening to him is unfortunate and sad. I mean, no one should be getting arrested. No one should be getting this drunk at a bar. No one should be getting assaulted or what he claims to be assaulted. That he was assaulted. But all we can sort of wish is the best for him, and hopefully he gets better. That's really about it.
Well, Jar Jar Fascia. No, I don't have to care because I don't know him. Okay, he's not my brother. He's not my son. He's not my relative. I care. I don't care about him like I don't care about the other tens of thousands of other people that are going through the exact same thing that he goes through. Right?
But the thing is, what if he doesn't have anybody that cares?
Well, that's his problem, not mine.
No, I mean,
I wouldn't go that far with it.
Why?
I wouldn't go that far with it. I
mean,
think
a
that
little bit of
Hold on.
compassion
Chocolate,
goes a long
chocolate.
way, Jaden.
Let's say you care. Okay, you care. What are you going to do? You care. Okay. And what are you going to do about it?
I would, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. I would be,
Yeah.
you know, a small, you know, a drop in a big pond in terms
I mean,
of the voice.
I
that
can
come out
only
of that.
speak for myself, but I care to an extent. So what I did was I reached out to Ezra on social media because he follows me on Instagram, and I left him a message.
Okay.
That's what I did. And that's really the extent of what I can do. I can't really do much more than that. I'm not part of his personal life, but
Ezra follows
that's
you
all
on
I could do.
Instagram. That's
Oh yeah,
I did the
he
same
follows
thing.
Eddie too.
That's dope. That's really
The
dope,
issue
you
is-
guys.
Yeah, the issue is there's zero accountability for the parties involved. Like Ezra, like he created that Instagram and he's like followed a lot of people and like people have reached out to him and then he's followed them right back. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Well, people need to stop overreacting to certain stuff too. Because I just want to say this too. Do you guys remember that when those weird videos of like him and of Ezra in the desert and all this and that?
No.
And like the weird picture
that
on
just
it.
happened last week, didn't it?
Yeah, and that other picture of like him
I
posing
didn't
with
even
the Nerf
see
guns.
that. I didn't even see
It's
it.
for
He
his
likes
band.
Nerf gun. He likes
No,
Nerf guns.
he has a music career. He has a band. He's making
Oh,
music.
but-
That's what it was.
But he had
And
the
people were
Nerf guns in
overreacting.
Hawaii too. You remember we just saw in that video.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
I understand that people were like overreacting, like, oh my god, he's like Ezra's
He's
insane.
a kid.
Insane. Like,
He's a kid. He acts like a kid. Like
if he likes Nerf guns, let him like Nerf guns. I mean, we
Yeah.
sit around and debate superhero movies. Like, come on now. Like, it's like what?
that's what
Why
I'm saying.
are
Like,
we?
people got to stop clutching their pearls about certain things too, and overreacting like every
Yeah.
single thing, something crazy that we got to talk about.
Yeah, and I didn't really. I remember hearing about like the pictures of him in the desert, and like then people kind of reacting to it and turning it into a thing, and then he deleted the stuff because people were giving him a hard time just for like posting the images on his Instagram. I didn't know he had a band either, bro.
Yeah, I didn't know either until the other day when someone informed me, like, yeah, those pictures are because he has a band. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, then. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, and he said he never used to have a social media not that long ago. Weird. They always said that's why he wasn't hashtagging release the Snyder Cut because he just got an Instagram like in March or was it February? It might have been farther along. He just doesn't seem like it
Probably
was that
somewhere
long.
around
Wait a
there.
minute, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Is this all part of his bad boy image for his band? Maybe.
No,
No, I
no, no. I wouldn't go that far. No.
I like Ezra is. I don't
I
know.
don't know
I
what
feel like
kind
he
of
was
music.
like.
I don't know what kind of music his band plays. I mean, he could be an emo goth for all I know. I don't.
I mean, he's a different kind of guy, so I feel like he was just like trying to connect with people and created an Instagram. Like I feel like it wasn't about like his public image or trying to like network. It was just about him like trying to interact with people who enjoy his work and trying to like connect with people that way. Because I mean, he's known to be like a nomad type of dude. Like when he goes trips, he just like goes and meets people and then stays at their home.
Yeah, he was described as like a nomad.
Jaded.
I don't care. I don't care about Ezra Miller. I don't care about his personal life. I don't care about his personal problems.
Anybody?
No, I mean that's your right.
That's fine.
That's your
Anybody
right to
have
not
any
care.
final thoughts before we move it along? I just wanted to, since the TMZ video, I wanted to get everybody's feelings and thoughts about it because I'll probably clip that part out, make it a video. Anybody got anything to say?
It just was Ezra the best, and hopefully they can get the help that they need.
Yeah. So, Southwick, I know, like, I don't care. Everybody's gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness again." Yes, I am, because my guy Southwick is here.
Yeah.
And it's been a minute since I talked to Southwick. He's been busy with school.
Yeah.
How was school this year? How was it? Did it go good for you?
Yeah. It was good. It was good. Yeah.
On the way to be that doctor, I tell you. Anyway, Southwick, tell me, what did you think about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
I really enjoyed the movie. I think that Wanda was, it was really great coming from WandaVision and sort of seeing that sort of story, quote unquote, wrap up with Wanda sort of turn to evil Was it everything everyone wanted? Was it House of M? Like that's what people were speculating, right? No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I don't think we needed to see that. I think that the MCU sort of does a lot of those stories on on a short scale, a very shortened version of those big stories. I really liked, the lesson Dr. Strange learned in that story. The whole you don't always need to be holding the knife. That sort of story arc he had in that movie was really well done. And it was really nice to see. Are we allowed to talk about spoilers? Is that something?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've already.
Okay.
Yeah. I've already
Okay.
done
Yeah,
all that. Yeah.
that train is passed.
That shit
Yeah.
trains fast. Okay.
Jade and I were arguing over a bee for 45 minutes on the last stream.
I really like you. I really like Illuminati. I thought they were cool to see at least different versions of characters, even though they were very short-lived and they were easily killed off. But I think that's just a testament to how powerful Wanda is, whether it be the comic book version or the movie version. But overall, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite Marvel movie. I probably will rewatch it once it comes on Disney Plus because I like Marvel. But overall, yeah, it was fine. It was fine. It was great to watch. A lot of fun watching it. I wasn't scared by it whatsoever. Like I was honestly, hoping to be somewhat scared, but I mean, I wasn't scared by any of it. I just thought, ooh, that's creepy for sure. That's really interesting, is what I was thinking for most of the movie.
Out of curiosity, why were you expecting to be scared?
Well, because for the longest time, Scott Derrickson, when he first had the movie, and then Sam Raimi when he was directing the movie, that's all they were talking about in the press releases. Was, this is the first horror movie. And I can see the elements, and I thought they were really interesting and not compelling, but they were visually interesting to watch. Like when Wanda was coming out of the gong and Kamertaj, and she was coming out all creepy. Like I thought that was really interesting and fascinating, but it wasn't something that I'd be scared by.
Unless you were 7.
I mean, I guess so.
It's not for 7-year-olds.
Yeah, it wasn't a true horror movie, and I don't think I was really expecting true horror, but those elements were definitely there for sure.
So that's why everybody's trying to call it a horror film, because there was all these press releases on how it was supposed to be a horror movie.
It was first announced, and Scott Derrickson came out on stage.
He said it. Yeah,
first true horror film.
Right.
Oh, so that's
why they got
everybody's
Sam
trying to
Raimi,
pretend
because
it's
he was from that wheelhouse. Yeah.
So that's why everybody's trying to pretend it's got horror elements to it.
It does have horror elements.
It doesn't have.
It has horror elements.
When Wanda
but
kills
it's not a
Professor
scary
X,
movie.
That was not horror. How was that horror?
Jump scares, dude.
Jump scare, and she was
talking, but it wasn't horror.
Jump scares are horror as a horror element.
Okay, so when Superman snapped Zod's neck, was that horror?
That's not a jump scare.
Yeah, but again, a jump scare is not horror.
There's jump scares. Well, jump scares are technically considered scary imagery and horror-esque. They are in horror films. I mean,
no, they're in modern day. No, hold on. They're in modern day horror films.
But that's still a trope.
It's still a horror element, though.
But still, it's kind of
That's like saying if somebody's got a scary face, it's a horror movie, because horrors you have whatever.
Oh gosh, Jaded. So Kamani has a question for Sathwick. He says, "Do you want Wanda to come back as a hero or stay as a villain?" And I think I want to ask RJ that too, because I were you here when we got to that question, or you might have been gone?
I might not have been.
I feel like you were gone. Yeah.
I think that she's always she's towing that line now, and I think that's a good place for her to be. I would love for her to be both ways, if that makes sense. I'm not necessarily anti-hero, but more of a
what if it serves her greater good,
right? Whatever,
kind of like Namor a little bit, like
almost, yeah. And I feel like that's what she is in the comics too, a little bit too. But yeah, I think that's a great place for her to be at right now.
RJ,
I think for me personally, I would like to see her. I think she's gonna come back, and here's what I would probably do. I would do it to where she wakes up, but she has like no memories of who she is or what happened.
And Dr. Doom finds her.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe do that storyline, like do the Children's Crusade thing. That could be interesting. I think the next time we see her probably will be in the Agatha show, so we'll see what happens with that.
Why are we
I don't
getting
know.
an Agatha show? Like, what story?
Well, now we know why. Now we know why.
Well,
I don't
she
really-
said that. I mean, Elizabeth Olsen said that she's not aware if she's in the show or not.
That's what
know.
they all
I
say.
can't trust
That's
that.
what
I
they
mean,
all
And
say.
then we're gonna get a Ned show where we learn how he uses magic.
Yeah, you
that's
never know.
Sony.
That's
Yeah,
well,
that sounds like a Sony movie that they would make.
I was gonna add though, in terms of just the whole multiverse of madness, sort of my feelings on the movie. Going back to the Illuminati, I was a big proponent of Krasinski as Reed Richards.
And what do you think? Yeah,
I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the movie and I'm like, that doesn't seem like Reed. He just seems like a really likable superhero. Maybe I need to see more. Maybe I don't know. I just it didn't feel like Reed Richards to me.
Kamani, they retconned that. Wanda is not Magneto's father.
Yeah, she's she was made by the what's
yeah.
I can't remember what it's called right now.
Chthon.
The Darkhold.
Chthon.
No,
Chthon.
Chthon. I would say
Wundar.
wrong.
No,
Yeah.
in comics now, her and Quicksilver
Yeah.
are products of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wundar. Chthon.
Chthon.
Chthon cursed the mountain.
Yeah,
and she was
Yeah.
created there. Yeah.
Weren't there-
But like, I hope that they don't do that. I hope that they but they do that all the time. Like they did that with America Chavez, and I don't think that they're making her come make up this utopian society, and that she was really from the Bronx. I don't think they're doing that with her. So I feel like there's potential for them to set up the fact that she is Magneto's daughter. And
I
that
think
like
it
the father that
depends.
we see in WandaVision might not have been her biological father. I can see them.
Well,
doing
I
that.
see is this. What if, like, they still continue her witch route, where she's like her blood is in her blood since like she was a baby. Her mother wasn't actually her birth mother. Instead, it was like an old like her father had an affair with someone, and then as we see in her past life, that the way she coped was watching sitcoms and stuff. What if that was the only way that her parents, like her stepmother and her father, were able to get along, and they still had like some sort of drama.
They could
with
just
each
be
other.
adopted. They could just be adopted too.
They could be adopted, or it could be
Yeah.
like she was pregnant with these twins,
When
and
she
she
met
knew
the dude.
and she knew that Magneto was not this good guy, and she didn't want to be with him, and she left, met this other man, married him, and then he
Raised them.
and she kept the secret that they were not his
Yeah.
biological children. I feel like that's like the easiest thing
It
to do.
is.
And I think that's
Yeah.
if they're going to
It's
be like
whatever's
Magneto's her
simple,
dad,
whatever's
like that's I
simple,
feel like, and I think that that's
simple.
a believable concept,
I think with-
and
I was gonna add. So what I was saying earlier. So I thought that Wanda and Vision, or Wanda and Quicksilver, they were like genetically mutated by the High Evolutionary, right? And they are doing the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I don't know if that's a route that they
Well,
might
the
be
thing
going.
was is the
because I mean he was
Evolutionary-
on Wonder War too. Because he
Yeah,
set up
it's her.
his stuff at Wonder
Her.
War.
Yeah,
So they were
her.
all on
Yeah,
Wonder War.
I don't think they're gonna.
I don't think
that from the comic.
I think that it's in the sense. I think that it's because what they're doing with the High Evolutionary. I think that he's going to be the ruler over Aisha and all of them. Like he's
Sure.
going to be like their boss. But
Right.
yeah, you could still connect him back to Wonder War
Half-World
Mountain.
or New
Yeah,
World or whatever. New
yeah,
Earth,
like because I'm pretty sure that. Because like where he deals with genetics and stuff in the comics and stuff, I feel like
Yeah.
that they're gonna go that route.
As
That
we
he's
see
kind
in
of like
the set photos,
their
of all those-
overseer.
Yeah, we
is
see
what
the
I'm
set photos
thinking.
of those weird
They're
creatures and stuff.
Guys,
Yeah, I agree. They could still tie in the High Evolutionary. They haven't fully specified how and why they were able to get powers from the Mind Stone, and I think that it's because they had a dormant mutant gene, is what I'm thinking. But that's just like I mean, because everyone else died, and they were the only ones that survived.
But
know?
here's the thing: this is where the MCU is going to have to retcon themselves, because, as Daniel Martin said, is like they were because what's his face said this is the age of miracles. So that's how they refer to Wanda and Quicksilver. They had to, because at that time they
They
couldn't
couldn't
use the
do.
word mutants.
Right.
Okay? That's the only reason they Strucker. That's the only reason Strucker referred to them as miracles. Well, now they will be able to use the word mutants, and I think they're just going to retcon that.
Yeah,
They could retcon it, or they could just be like, "Well, we stuck to our guns with that great decision. Let's move on, and make these other characters mutants." They could do that too.
They could still
Well,
do.
no, because the wand is gone. The staff is gone.
There was an Easter egg in Falcon and Winter Soldier for the island that the X-Men go to. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
there is.
That's
Krakoa. Krakoa. Why can't they just be on Krakoa? Like maybe a long time ago, they were banished and they're in Krakoa, and you can do like whole X-Men movies on Krakoa. And then
that would be kind of weird, though. It's like, well, Krakoa has always existed. We just don't know about it till now.
And
I know. I thought the same thing too.
And
Unless it's like some
Kazar and
and like
Dabu?
and you're not going to be like it's covered by an
well, you can do like
invisibility fit.
It's another dimension.
Yeah,
it's another.
It could be another dimension, but I
Right.
think that what they're going to do is like where we're dealing with incursions and Secret Wars is coming. I think that when we get the X-Men movie, they might just be in a different universe, and then they're gonna collide. I think that's probably
that would be a smart play, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then because then what you could do is Secret Wars is basically going to be
all the different teams. Yeah,
no, Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah,
that's basically what it would be, and then the universes collide, and it creates one singular universe where they all have always existed.
No, I'm laughing because you guys are setting yourself up for disappointment because you were being more creative than MCU ever will. Okay, they're not going to come up with these. Like,
but that makes logical sense, though, based on what they've set up now.
No, there's a lot of stuff that makes logical sense, and they never even bother.
But I'm just saying, wouldn't that be the easiest way to explain it? It's just, okay, it's a different universe, they fight, an incursion occurs.
Well,
that
they've been
merges
teasing
both
this for a while
universes.
too. I mean, they wouldn't have included Professor X for no reason, right? I mean, they're setting up certain characters for reasons. I wouldn't even be surprised.
They set him up as cannon fodder. They set him up as
They went out of their way to cast Patrick Stewart.
They set up. Hold on.
And John
They
Krasinski
set
as
up-
Mr. Fantastic as well.
They set up Professor X so that you would get the voiceover in the trailer so that you would go, oh my God, Professor X is in this movie. And 10 minutes later, he's dead. Okay? He was literally in the movie just so that his voiceover could be in the trailer to get you to go see the movie. Same thing with the Ultron robots. Okay? There was no Ultron in this movie. They didn't have to look like Ultron. It was literally a gimmick to make us as the audience go, oh my God, Ultron's in this movie.
Right. So, let me break. I want to break something down really quickly. We got Ultron, or that tease of Ultron because of Ultron and What If, right? That's like I think that's where they were trying to connect us there with, in terms of just trying to get the curiosity of the audience. We got Reed Richards because of the future Fantastic Four project. Maria Rambeau was Captain Marvel because she's her daughter's Photon in the main 616 universe, right?
Yeah.
Captain Carter because of What If. I mean, everything goes back to something for a
But
reason.
they were all killed.
The
They were
Ultron
all
bots.
killed.
So
Wait, so Jaded, hold on. You don't think that John Krasinski could come back to be the main Reed Richards?
I hope he
Why would
doesn't.
they?
I feel like
that would make no sense, though, RJ.
Because then
Well,
he would
because
be
they've had
he's
some-
a variant or an other.
Well,
Reed.
Lashana
Well, then
Lynch.
why okay, Widow, if that's the case, then why have him die for the sake of having him die?
Because
It's about-
I mean, because
Wanda
it's a different. It'll be a different version of him.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter
because,
what
like,
happens in this universe. They're
Yeah, the
meant to
writer
die.
wrote that they were inspired. Michael Aldrin said he was inspired by Hickman's run of the X-Men, and then the 616 version could be a completely different, version of him, or it could still be the same actor, but a different version. I don't think it's going to be John Krasinski though. I really, really, really feel like it's going to be John David Washington.
But I'm just saying the
John,
fact that
really?
they
You think it's
have
gonna be
him
John
there-
I think it's going to be a
Washington.
I think that what they're doing, because we know Jonathan Majors is Kane. I think that one of them, either Sue or Reed, they're going to be a multiracial family. I'm just saying, like, don't like be surprised if that happens. I'm just
I'm
saying.
fine with it. I'm fine with it.
Hold on, why? Why, Ashley? Why would you?
Because of
even-
Kang, because he's
Kang's black.
because
Well,
he's a
because
descendant, and
Kang's
Kang
a
is black.
descendant of
He's played by
Reed, yeah.
Jonathan Majors.
I kind of know when I sound fucked up when I say this. I'm kind of having those vibes that are gonna make the thing black, but it's gonna have the.
I think that
They
that's
can't
gonna be
make-
Seth
they
Rogen.
can't
I
make that
really
thing-
think it's gonna be Seth Rogen.
No,
I
they
feel
can't
like
make
it's
the
gonna be
thing.
Seth Rogen.
No, the reason they can't make the thing black is because one, that would probably be seen as racially insensitive.
Yes.
Plus two, Ben Grimm is one of Marvel
Jewish.
Comics' most famous Jewish characters. They're gonna want to cast a famed Jewish actor.
Yeah.
I still.
I mean, they
Good.
already kind of like what people
They should
were
get
upset
Lee
with
Schreiber.
Oscar Isaac.
I think they should get Lee
being-
Schreiber.
Yeah, man.
I like
why
Lee
would-
Schreiber too.
I think it's gonna be Seth Rogen. You know,
I hope
just
it's
feel
not.
like
I
it's-
really
he's
hope
not-
it's not.
Y'all leave
I don't
Seth
wanna
alone.
see
That's
that.
my
I
baby
don't wanna
daddy.
see
Yeah,
that.
nah,
My
Seth,
baby
like,
daddy.
his thing's gonna
I
be like,
love him.
it's clobbering time.
Yeah, Dot. Yeah, I think one of them's gonna be black.
They already tried.
then-
they
and-
already- I'm saying they already did a black Human Torch, and that didn't go off well. Why would they have?
Well, that
a-
was, it wasn't,
bad.
but it was
It was
also in the.
bad.
It was a bad film overall.
Michael
It
B.
wasn't-
Jordan was fine
Michael
as
B.
Johnny
Jordan
Storm.
was fine. It was
Yeah.
everything around him that was horrible.
Yeah, well, the other two Fantastic Four movies sucked too, and that didn't change anything.
Right, but it was
Um,
early 2000s. I mean, they didn't really know superhero
I
movies.
thought the
really
first
now.
Fantastic
We
Four movie
still
wasn't
don't know
a
it.
bad film. The second one, however, was rough.
I don't think.
Main Authority says the multiverse allows them to have multiple versions of characters and not have to keep them in the same actors if they don't want to. Yeah, they killed these guys quick, but it's a tease for a reason. Yeah, and I think that he
What's the
might. I mean, it's a
reason?
possibility, you know, but I don't
Okay,
think
know.
it's
hold
gonna
on.
be- I think it's
Finish
gonna
that
be gone.
sentence. Finish that sentence. It's a tease for a reason. Okay, what's the reason?
The fans, because the fans wanted it. It was a
And
fan
we don't
casting, and
know
they, and they
the
gave
future
it to
of that
him.
It's a
universe.
tease. of
Okay, and
Fantastic
now you're happy. You're done. We can go. We can move on.
Four. We're
If
getting
Well,
there.
you're saying it was a tease because the audience
Oh
wanted.
yeah,
to see
I
Fantastic
would
Four.
love to be like, you got your fan casting.
You got your fan
Let's
casting
move
done.
on.
Over.
And I feel like
It's up
that's
to John
really the
Kras-
more
it's
likely.
going to be up to John Krasinski though what he wants to do with his career going forward though, because you
I
got to
don't think
remember
his wife
he is
wants to
not
come in.
just an actor; he's also an acclaimed director too, and he has his own franchise at Paramount, A Quiet Place.
And Disney doesn't care. Disney's one of the biggest corporations in the
No, I know, but it's about
they
what he
can
wants
be
to
like,
spend his
oh.
time with.
Well, no.
Does he
the
want to
thing is
dedicate
that
himself
people
to
are like,
this?
oh, his time.
Well, I
But the
know
only thing
Jack
that he-
Ryan's ending. I know Jack Ryan's ending. His schedule's freeing up, but you never know. We might want to do other
Yeah.
stuff.
I do want to,
Well,
and then Dot says they need to cast more different actors to play these variants. Though I don't want to see the same actor playing different versions all the time. Every Strange and Multiverse of Madness looked like Benedict, but he was also like not in the sense like because they also released that America Chavez is a Nexus being,
Right.
in the sense that he's a constant, in the sense that he is the same.
Well-
I mean, in the comics, he is Nexus being, but I don't know if in the MCU he is, but it kind of like seems like they're hinting at that because
Probably.
he is,
the same in every
he is still a sorcerer. He loses Christine, he still has,
Yeah.
he has a lot of the same
It's the Nexus
drive.
event.
And things like that. And then Wanda is also a Nexus being. So like, I think anybody outside of the two of them,
America
playing
Chavez.
themselves again in other universes, I agree. I would like to see other actors come and step into those roles. Like when we got to see when Toby
Blake
came
Lively
back and
voiced
Andrew Garfield.
Black Widow.
See, the weird thing is though, is that we being the comic book fans, we understand this, but that's not why they did it. They did it because the audience was going. They had to do that so that the audience would know it's still Dr. Strange. Because if the movie had a different actor playing another
but they
version
kinda
of
made
Doctor
it-
Strange, the audience would have gone, "Why is Doctor Strange not look like Benedict Cumberbatch?"
So
They did it for the sake of the audience. Like they didn't do it.
So that's the same argument
I
for Reed Richards. You can use the same.
Yeah.
The audience will be confused if they don't use John Krasinski. They'll be confused. Who's this guy?
Yeah.
What's he doing here?
And
That's the same argument there too.
Because with the audience, you're going, that Doctor Strange died. So if you use John Krasinski as the same, again, to me, it's a lose-lose situation for them. Yes, it makes sense that they should use John Krasinski in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. But at the same time, you're going to still have the audience going, that doesn't make any sense. He's supposed to be dead. So
I don't. Well, then that's like saying, what's your phrase? Geez, Peggy
People
Carter's
aren't that
dead.
stupid though.
Yeah, the audience isn't as stupid as.
No, because what I'm saying is, it's going to have to be another, just like it would have to be a ponytail version of Doctor Strange. Okay, John Krasinski is going to have to play another version of Mr. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that he would look slightly different if he came back.
Right. He's not going to have the beard. He's probably going to be
clean shaved.
That's fine. Different suit. Yeah. I mean, no one was thinking that Patrick Stewart, Professor X, was the same Professor X as the Fox X-Men Professor X. People knew that was a different version.
That's
for sure.
we all know that's X-Men from.
Well, yeah, people would hopefully know.
Yeah, a version of that at least. Yeah.
I mean, because
but the thing is, they also played the '90s TV.
Yeah, the X-Men, and he had the suit. That's what I was saying. He had the suit, the hover chair. Like they had the gold chair, the green suit.
This was all done for the benefit of the audience to make them go, "This is the X-Men.
Yes.
This is the Professor X."
I agree. This is what I've been saying. Joseph Gordon-Levitt should be the next. Reed should be the next Reed. If anyone doesn't know who
you know what?
Reed,
I think
why Reed
Bana,
is alive
Eric
when
Bana
the movie has a multiverse in the title, then maybe they shouldn't watch the movies. Exactly. I mean, and they make it distinct that this is Earth 838 in the main timeline, even though it should be 0. You know.
Well, I know there's been a rumor floating around. Ashley, I don't know if you want to talk about Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes, I do. Yes, because like we're gonna. Yes, let's.
Yeah, because the comment was like from an hour or so ago, but
yeah.
I just wanted to add one more thing before we get there.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I thought the crazier tease was the tease for Franklin Richards in a multiverse movie.
Yeah.
And multiverse was crazier than
Valerian,
the entire right.
Yeah.
Than the entire Illuminati, and the fact that Franklin Richards could exist.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up so many doors and so many.
And setting up how does he feel about the death of his father, like that version, even
But again, it's like, which version of Franklin Richards are you going to have? Are you going to have him as a boy? Or are you going to have him as the teenager? Or are you going to have him as the adult?
Well, I don't think it matters.
I think it would be the
teenager.
Well, if
it would be a teenager, I think.
Teenager to a kid.
If you have him as a boy, you have all the mental blocks, so he's not going to have that power level.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why I said it's different.
Yeah.
And then when he's a teenager compared to when he's an adult, as an adult, that's when he's fully embraced his
universe creating power.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Which version of Franklin Richards are they going to have? Because that's going to be very important.
Yeah, that was
I do want to get to Brill's question. I had it starred so we could go back to it. It says, hey, how you guys feel about the rumor of Bryce Dallas Howard directing Fantastic Four and being Sue Storm? I mean, directing, I'm cool with it, but
she has the best Mando episodes. She has some of the best Mando episodes. If she wants to play Sue Storm, yeah, that'd be cool.
I think her directing, I would be totally on board with. I said when John Watts left, there were only four names I could see directing it. It was either going to be Peyton Reed, John Krasinski, Brad Bird, or Bryce Dallas Howard. Either of those four choices I'd be absolutely happy with. I think Bryce Dallas Howard has proven herself to be a very capable, very strong action director.
But
I would prefer if she would do a Star Wars movie first, personally.
Yeah.
I want her to make a Star Wars movie. But hey, if they want to have her jump over to Marvel and do something with them, I'm totally cool with that too. Her as Sue Storm, you know what? I could see that too. I would be totally okay with that.
I think if Bryce Dallas Howard is going to direct a Fantastic Four movie, they need to go full cosmic with it. I
disagree.
Really?
I think with the first Fantastic Four movie, you go back, you do it very basic.
Sure.
I think you do the origin, and I think you have them fight the Mole Man.
I would love that. I love that.
I think they're gonna use Rama Tut as the villain because they're doing all this.
Stuff.
They could do Rama Tut too, but I think you should start simple and do Mole Man first, and then you can do.
I just think with Bryce Dallas Howard's experience with Star Wars and with what she can do with that, it'd be sort of. I mean, just sticking on Earth would be sort of undercutting what she can do, right? Just I don't know.
Jaded.
All I know is whichever director decides to have The Rock play the thing from behind him.
Oh hell no!
Oh, he's
What?
black. Oh, hey, that ain't happening. He's
No,
a black
no,
guy.
Jaden. The thing is, they
He
got
said because his name is Rock. He's making a joke.
There was like a
I hate The
today
Rock. I
on
don't
the
want The Rock
Fantastic
in
Four
anything.
movie.
What are you kidding me?
He doesn't even like him as a wrestler. What now?
There is an update on the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, I know.
It's
What now?
Grant Curtis and Nick Pempin.
Yes,
who produced, Moon Knight.
Moon Knight, yes.
Are producing Fantastic Four as like the two guys that are from the Parliament producing team that are producing this, and Nick Pempin has been at Marvel since Civil War as a PA, and then slowly became part of production and development, and then became the production manager of Moon Knight, and now he's full on producing Fantastic Four with Grant Curtis, who has done the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, Dragging Me to Hell, and like a couple TV stuff for Sam Raimi, and also Moon Knight. So honestly, I think knowing I honestly think they might get Jeremy Slater to come back and actually redeem himself for Fantastic Four, because he said today they only used one of my lines from my script, which was when Reed Richards was a kid showing Ben Grimm his little science experiment for science fair, and then it blew up, and then oh my god, it blew up. That's it. That's the only line that Jeremy Slater ever wrote.
I would still prefer if they just get an entirely new creative team, but it is what they're gonna do. What they're gonna do.
I mean, yeah,
I think if they play their cards right for the Fantastic Four, do what they did with Thanos, where they had like a little teaser at the end, and at the end of the movie, have a teaser for Annihilus and the Negative Zone, and to make him the big bad.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Again, not make him the villain of the first movie, because again, that's such a big guy. But
like I said, it's either going to be between Ramatut or Mole Man.
Or who? I don't think Mole Man.
I really think they should do Mole Man. I say
go back to basics.
Go back to basics and do something very simple. That's the thing. Do something
Danny
simple.
DeVito for Mole Man. Boom.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
I can't see Mole Man.
All right, we've got about 4 more minutes. Does anybody have any thing that they want to say before we get ready to get up out of here? Eddie Betty is on his phone. What do you think about all this? We are streaming, Eddie.
Of course.
I don't care.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I agree.
With what? You agree that you're the biggest
Yes,
MCU fan of all time? Okay, great. He agrees.
No,
then.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's too late
I'm just
now.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, when it comes to Bryce Dallas Howard directing the Fantastic Four being Sue Storm, look, I was paying attention. I caught you guys already talking shit without thinking first. No, I'm fine with her directing Fantastic Four. Her as Sue Storm, I don't know about that, to be honest. Emily Blunt, that might be a thing. I mean, she's
not going to be Emily Blunt.
She does not want to do it.
I know she doesn't. I know she doesn't want to. I mean, she's been kind of mad about people asking her that shit in interviews. But she already has a hand.
The poor woman just wants to be left alone.
Yes, I know, but she already has a hand to play in being in Disney films in the first place. So I'm pretty sure if she was since John came on, she'll probably would be since he's already Mr. Fantastic, I might as well just do this anyway, get a quick paycheck or something.
Yeah, I feel like where they're married and people have been fan casting both of them to be Reed and her to be Sue Storm. If she's not, it would almost be weird if he was Reed Richards and she wasn't Sue Storm. Was that just me? Just
I kind of feel
at this point. But with Bryce Dallas Howard, I like directing, yes, but I don't know if I see her as Sue Storm.
Well, the thing is with Sue Storm, the thing is that people got to realize that she's always been meant to be a motherly figure.
Mm-hmm.
She's basically the mom of the Marvel universe, right? She's the big. She had to cast somebody who can capture that motherly warmth. Not a lot of actors who can capture that, but I think Bryce Dallas Howard could. So
I guess I haven't seen her in enough things.
Just go back to basics and with John Krasinski's chemistry and get Jenna Fisher.
Oh wow, that is interesting.
That would be an interesting
pair again.
Yeah,
have them come back together again.
That actually, hold on, that might.
That would be.
I still think Chris Evans should reprise his role as Human Torch.
Oh dear lord! I like the dude from Stranger Things. Not the guy with the hair.
Joe
The guy with
Keery?
the hair.
Decree Montgomery.
Yeah, no, the other guy who's
Joe
friends.
Keery?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. I think he'd be really cool as.
I think they're
Spider-Man.
gonna go with like an
Actually-
unknown upcoming star with that. They're not gonna go with someone who's known really for like. I think they're gonna go with like Lucas Gage or something like name
Do
like
you think?
that.
You think?
I think it'll be more of a no name.
You think
For
they're gonna be
Johnny
like the same
Storm?
age as Tom
Like
Holland?
someone, I think because they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go the same route of casting with Tom Holland, and they Tom Holland at that stage only had like a couple things under his name,
Right.
but he was known as a kid actor, but wasn't known for like big movies and stuff yet. You know.
What if this kid went to school with Tom or with Peter, and that's how Peter and Johnny become best friends? Is through their schooling together. That might be.
Yeah, because I see people just say like 30-year-olds as or like
Yeah, but they
25
started off as rivals. That was their,
Right.
That was their bit.
They did. It
was like a
And it's
friendly
not like they were
rivalry.
friends from high
right
school.
off the bat. Sure.
I mean, well, they could be rivals in the
School,
in
and then-
his, I mean, well, he's no longer in school now, but like
College.
in college or
And no one knows Peter, and that's going to be an issue too.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't
Yeah.
even make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he meets Peter Parker
In college, maybe.
yeah, then it would be different. I'm saying like
Yeah.
obviously he doesn't know him
How
now,
is
but
Peter going to college? He doesn't have any transcripts.
I know. I'm
literally
just saying
taking
he
his
might
GED.
not.
He's taking
Yeah, I'm
his
just saying
GED.
if they. I'm not saying he's gonna go to college. I'm saying if he
If
might just
they
be
go
working
that
the
route
world.
of him.
Either they do the college or him just working. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
He can meet
The
meet
only
him in the
job-
course of.
The only job Peter is qualified for is, or you want fries with that? Because he
Oh.
has no social security. He's like an illegal immigrant now. I don't know what you think.
No, he has a social security card because he's still Peter Parker. The thing is that people don't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and the people that know him in his life do not remember Peter Parker.
No, they don't
And
know.
then it's
They don't know Peter Parker.
No. You need to go back
How
and
did
watch
it-
it.
how
No,
did
Peter Parker's life, his
Everyone
social
you
security
love
is not
will forget about
erased.
you.
But
That's
he's
the
not
stuff.
erased when it comes to
Yeah,
his
no.
social security card and his birth certificate.
He still
None of
has an
that is
identity.
erased.
Why not?
But because it's everybody that he knows forgets him. Everyone that knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and that includes everyone that he
Dr.
loves.
Strange says
No.
nobody will remember Peter Parker exists.
He said everybody is about to forget Peter Parker. Yes. But that
Exist.
doesn't mean that doesn't wipe him from existence. He doesn't say in the spell Peter Parker will no longer exist.
No, I know.
Because people won't know who Peter Parker is.
That's what it is. He still has his identity and his social security cards and all of that. But nobody in his life, nobody has any memory of Peter Parker.
Right.
But he still has valid forms of ID.
Okay.
Like he can meet new people and be like, "Hey, I'm Peter Parker."
Oh, obviously, yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
could have easily
So
used
and all that. It's just anybody, and it's mainly because it's connected to the Spider-Man stuff. He still has, he's still, on the books. He's a citizen. People, all of that. Just nobody
It's
knows.
weird.
It's
It's
like
weird.
he doesn't exist. It's like he doesn't
I
exist
just rewatched the
because,
clip.
but
It's-
everybody, but he does.
It's everyone that you loved and known, and we will forget you.
Yeah.
So everyone that
it's
knows
a Deus
Peter
Ex
Parker,
Machina. They can have it be however they want. It's purposely ambiguous so that they
No,
can,
it's pretty clear.
It's very clear.
It's very clear. Watch just
Yeah.
watch that clip again, Jaded, for real.
I watched it a couple of times. I understand it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't say you didn't understand it. Anyway, Jaded he's ready to beat me up, guys, because I just asked him to watch it again. I was just trying to refresh things in his mind. Not that you couldn't grasp the knowledge, Jaded. I'm very sorry. Look at him.
He
But anyway, I know,
very
because
mad.
he's very mad at me. He's gonna come through the screen
How am I
and,
mad at you, Ashley?
and tell me to go cook a dinner or something.
Oh,
What?
Well, hold on.
It's a joke with Jaded.
Ashley, are you barefoot?
Yes.
Okay, then now you're halfway there.
See, there it is, right there. Anyway, well, thank you all for watching. Sathwick, it was so good for you to be here.
It was nice
Are you
being
going to
here.
start doing anything on your channel soon, or are you
No,
just still taking it?
I'm just gonna chill for a while, and yeah.
Well, I hope you come back and see me soon.
Yeah.
I gotta have my Marvel minion. Not
Yeah.
really. He's really not my Marvel. He's my Marvel homie.
You're unhinged, Ashley.
Yeah, I am unhinged, guys. I'm a mad woman, right?
That's
Jaded.
crazy.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
I was gonna, RJ, instead of Mole Man, wouldn't it make more sense to try and do Super Skrull, and that way they could introduce the Skrulls type thing?
You know what? Super Skrull could work too.
Yeah.
Would Molecule Man be too powerful?
No, way too powerful. Way too powerful.
Okay.
You gotta start small. You gotta start
Okay.
small.
Okay.
Small and simple is the way they
Anthony,
should do this first
cancel
Fantastic Four
yourself.
movie.
Anthony wants to cancel you, Kate.
I
I
don't know
why.
why.
I know he said it 3 times. Too.
Yeah, he's
No, he
serious.
said 4 times.
He is serious about it. He is on a campaign, ladies
Why,
and
what did
gentlemen.
you say, Caden?
I don't know.
Anthony's a troll. He has a nice
Yeah.
fridge, but he's a good person. Sometimes he cracks you up. I gotta have Anthony on here sometimes. He makes me laugh so much. So Jaded, what do you got going on?
I got to do my tearing apart Multiverse of Madness, but I'm figuring that's going to be at least a 2-hour video because there's just so much to cover.
You can't, guys. It'll be a rant for the ages.
He's got to watch the movie again. Remember,
I gotta watch it again, and I gotta make notes, and it's like, oh, Christ.
I know those notes are important. You know, when you're doing that
it's gonna be
stuff.
like a full binder full of notes.
Hey man, more money
Wait,
for
Ashley,
Disney.
how many times have you seen it so far?
I've seen it.
Are you kidding me? With No Way Home? No Way Home. It took me 6 pages.
Oh, I have more than that. You should see my No Way Home notes. It's ridiculous. I have like it all broken into sections.
Oh.
And like there's like each one is like 4 pages long.
Yeah, the problem
wait,
is though.
wait, you guys take notes?
I write papers.
Well, yeah, because I got to establish the scene, and I got to explain why it's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go
Yeah.
based off of my memory.
Yeah, I write papers like for WandaVision and Vision, like when I did all my setup before, because like we did this big thing. I did like this, all these, and for the breakdowns, I would write a lot because I used to do breakdowns of stuff of like the TV shows for each episode.
Eddie, what's
like I wrote, it was like 35 pages about Wanda and Vision, about the history of Wanda and Vision going into WandaVision that I wrote.
Like when I do my rant video, it's literally just based off of memory, right? Because I'm just doing it right after I watch the movie. But when I'm doing my tearing it apart, I got to cover everything, so I can't remember everything. So I got to watch the movie. I go, oh yeah, okay, that's a problem. That's the issue. That's the issue, and I got to.
Yeah, I like usually like if I notice like I don't necessarily with every video I do like have like a thing, but like if I don't like have some type of script sometimes, then I feel like it's just a mess. Like I try to like, organize it. Hi, bro, Dan, how are you? We're getting ready to wrap up.
See, if there wasn't. See, the problem is there's so much stupid. I can't keep track of it all, so I have to watch it again and keep notes. That's the problem.
Megan Thor said WandaVision made me quit taking notes, especially after I made a PowerPoint on the show about it. Haha. I know I did so much. It's like an obsession. Like, and you guys, like, if anybody, let me tell you how many times I've seen the season finale of Loki. You would probably think I'm a Looney Tune. Okay.
Look,
the fact that you're an MCU apologist is already bad enough.
Look, all the notes I need is that the toaster was Mephisto, and the one dude trimming the hedges in WandaVision was also Mephisto.
Yeah, right.
Mephisto was everywhere, guys.
Mephisto
was everywhere. It was such a letdown with that, wasn't it?
Except
but I've seen
I think
seen the
people
season
were setting
finale.
themselves up with that.
Yeah, but like I really saw all these things. I saw it in the wall, like when you looked at the posters, like he was in the wallpaper. When you looked at like the ruins, and
Did you know that they didn't even consider him to be like?
Oh yeah, they did. Oh yeah, I know he was never considered.
Yeah,
he was never
like,
ever considered. Not one time.
Jack
but
Schaefer didn't even know who Mephisto was. Matt Jackman was like,
nope, they did not know.
She didn't even know. She had no clue.
Me off? The Grim Reaper reference that went nowhere. I was so pumped to see
the Grim Reaper reference that like we all thought, which we thought like, Grim Reaper is,
right.
I was at least expecting Blackheart, if not Mephisto.
I was expecting Wonder Man too. Like,
I think
maybe-
Wonder
I
Man's
mean,
still coming.
William makes up a good point, because like he wouldn't have died like that. Like, really, says RJ. I just figured out another way Black Bolt's death was dumb and inaccurate, and even if it was cool and visual.
I can give you at
cool
least
visually.
3. I can give you at least 3. It was dumb.
Just
Look,
3.
Wanda's got probability manipulation. She can do whatever she wants, even though it's unlikely it'll happen. Right?
Yeah, he
So,
says if blood
that's the
came,
past.
if blood could come through his nose, so could sound. Wanda
Would
would
it
not have been
sound
able
good to the ground though? Wouldn't the sound get to the ground? So
Yeah.
still.
Listen,
and,
the more you
How you
speculate,
would
like,
hit the
things, the
ground.
worse it'll get.
Okay,
you know,
then
not
poke your head. Then he would just need to
Look,
But hopefully, you know.
God.
I think it's just I think it's just the noise, the sound. When you're talking,
But he's supposed to be
He's
like
impervious to his own power.
Yeah, like
He's
it doesn't
impervious
affect
to
him.
his own power. In other words, if you were to talk to his hand would not disintegrate.
but his
He is
brain.
I mean, it would
impervious
cause
to
damage to everyone else around him. That's why he doesn't
power.
talk. Like, that's why he can't talk, because if he even whispers, it would destroy everything around him and kill everyone, but it won't hurt him.
Yeah, so the fact that his head blows up was so ridiculous.
Daniel
It was-
says, I want to read the book of Ashanti, winks. And we know that he's not talking about the book in the movie. He's talking about the singer. I get you.
Oh my god!
Jesus
I want to read the book of Hilary Duff.
There's another Hillary Duff lover. I'm surrounded by him.
Hey,
these days.
I'll put me down for that club too.
Anybody else love Hillary Duff here?
What was that
Yeah,
one
sure,
Disney show
me
she was
too.
on? What was that one Disney show she was on?
Lizzie
she was in,
McGuire. I used
Lizzie
to watch
McGuire.
that. I used to watch that.
And then she was just in the How I Met Your Father spinoff.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
Or How I
It was-
Met
I
Your
got-
Mother spinoff. How much?
How-
I got mad when it
It
canceled.
was
the
good.
Disney
I
Plus
actually
show.
liked the How You Met Your Father. It's actually.
I didn't.
good.
I
like
have
there
to
was
go
some
back and
parts I was
finish
just
it.
like I was just like I was
How
like,
many
but-
episodes was there?
I think there's like 12.
Yeah, the last one I watched was 4. I'm curious to see who the father is. That's why I gotta keep watching.
I think they're not because again they're not showing that the
I think the kids are biracial.
Yeah,
I think it's the guy from the beginning.
Yep. It's either the guy from
Yeah,
the beginning,
Cadence.
or it's the guy from the beginning, or it's the guy's best friend that's like that's Indian.
Yeah,
It's
I think so. Yeah.
Because I mean, like they would have shown.
What? Catholic doesn't like Indians.
No, I am Indian.
That's a joke. No, it was a joke. He's Indian. He's Indian.
Oh, okay.
And I'm half, so it was a joke. I mean, I'm a fourth. 'Cause my dad's half. Yeah. So that was a joke. Yeah, Southwick. RJ was like, "Oh no." RJ was
Say someone's getting canceled after this stream.
no.
See, this
Oh
is
yeah,
what
I'm
I
so
rage against. This
salty
is
about
what I
the
rage
cancel
against.
the revival of Lizzie
Yeah.
McGuire.
Is
Caden,
what,
Caden,
is what,
What,
this is
Jaden?
what I rage against. It's what William Powell says. Also, Black Bolt is impervious to his powers internally and externally. But hey, it's Raimi. Okay.
No, he
he actually didn't like it.
William didn't like the movie.
No, he didn't like that.
No,
He said that that's
like
people's
it.
excuse.
He doesn't like
to, hey,
that.
it's Raimi.
Yeah, he's like
he's
being
saying that's other
sarcastic.
people's
No,
excuse.
that's
That's
everybody
right off
else's.
saying,
No.
hey, it's Raimi.
William
It's Raimi,
is
so it's okay. It's
no.
all it's allowed. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, William didn't like that, and I remember that. I remember hearing him talk
You
about
understand
that.
what
So
I
you
mean
guys,
about why I didn't like the movie Southwick? Is stuff like that. Is that
I
you
mean,
saw it,
but
you know
there's-
it doesn't make sense, but you let it ride anyway.
It's a comic book. Like, how many things in comic
But
books
actually,
don't
we were
make
saying
sense that we
something
give a pass to? I mean,
Yeah.
Star Wars shouldn't make sense. How
No,
are there
no,
lasers
no,
being
no,
shot in
no.
space?
There's
we accept it. We
continuity.
move on.
There's crap. There's continuity of the character. This movie ignored the continuity of the character, and your excuse is it's a comic book movie.
No,
Well,
no. What
so what? So
ha-
was Civil War, and so
Yeah.
was Winter Soldier. Okay,
Sure.
and guess what?
What?
They kept to the continuity of the character.
Right. Well, the point I'm trying to make is, so number one, we don't know the continuity of this version of Black Bolt, right? I mean, there could be like 15 different things that could be different.
They're just gonna retcon and say Wanda.
I mean, he's gone anyway.
It
He's
doesn't
gone
matter.
anyway.
The
I
point
mean,
of the
but
Illuminati.
yeah, it's not right.
The point of the Illuminati wasn't there.
That
so
wasn't
we can
That wasn't really Reed Richards either, because
Right.
Reed Richards telegraphing what
I
he's
mean-
going to do. I mean, like
they're
a
all
lot
arrogant, and that's the way Illuminati works in the
Well, Reed
comics
Richards
as well.
can be arrogant too, but
yeah, he is arrogant, but I
yeah.
don't think he's going to
That
telegraph
arrogant.
his next
I
move.
think this Illuminati was arrogant and also didn't really understand who she was, because they're like, oh, this is just that they don't understand what dreamwalking was. They only knew how, it was just like, they're like, oh, okay, like this is just another witch we have to deal with, or
Yeah, they didn't realize that she was the
Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch,
Witch, which is different than her. And they know that a Wanda exists in their timeline,
right?
and that
Even
Wanda,
though she has the same, she
is
doesn't have
not
the
the
same
Scarlet
parallel as
Witch.
she did in her universe when she was dreamwalking into that Wanda, but I think she still heightened that Wanda's power,
Mhm.
because that Wanda was still able to do some magical stuff probably, but not as much as.
And I
That
do.
Wanda
Let's
was
read.
at the level of like Civil War Wanda or Infinity War Wanda. I mean, she was just sort of not
Right.
like right. That's what I
Yeah.
got out
Yeah.
of it.
And then William says, "Do you guys think that there will be a drop off once standard MCU fans realize this isn't for kids?" I think that there will be. I mean, there's always a drop off going into the next week.
It's
but
gonna
I
be
think
probably about
that
60%, but I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
be like so bad.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be more than
it's gonna be like a
average.
horrible. It's gonna be average.
Oh, I think it's going to do fine. I think financially.
Well, there's always going into the next week. There's always usually around a 50 to 60% drop off.
Oh, yeah,
when it
that's
comes to
standard.
because most people go that first week, especially with the superhero films. But I don't think it's going to be like in the 70s or anything like that. But it might be a little bit. It might be 60 in the 63, 64, maybe. Just because because it's not like I have a 7-year-old nephew and I'm not taking him to see this movie because he would be frightened.
Yeah, but then again,
there's
you
no
go
way.
see the movie 4 times to make up for it, though. Widow,
When I'm going to go again this weekend,
right?
So I'll probably go 3 more times this weekend.
Right. So your nephew may not have seen it, but you're going to be seeing it multiple times, so that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, it made $450 million over the weekend.
Now,
I mean,
that's 500.
Good.
And now it's 500. See, I hadn't seen the updated numbers. And so, yes. So, Caden, what do you have? Because you do a show, don't you? A stream? Don't you
Yeah,
stream?
I do it Fridays at 4:30 East PST, not Eastern, so 7:30 Eastern. I bumped it up actually to 4. So yeah, around 4:30 I go live. So yeah, on Fridays at Little Big City Studios. So yeah.
So you got to check him out. Check him out. I sub. I'm gonna go back and put everybody's links in the description box. So if people on the replay can click on their links and check out their content, please support all these great people. Well, I mean, you can skip Eddie. I'm just sorry.
Please put a warning. Please put a warning beside mine because if.
No, I want them to be. I want them to get wrecked.
If you love,
I want their minds to be blown. Blow their minds.
Don't watch my videos if you love the movies I'm talking about because I'm.
I mean, I've watched some of your videos, and it's for movies that I love, and I'm telling you, he is the most nitpicker of all the nitpickers in all the nitpick land.
It's not nitpicking. It's calling out.
Okay. He is, but you go with the nitpicks. We argued over a B for 45 minutes, Jaded.
It wasn't, first of all, it wasn't me. It was 3 other people complaining about the B. I was barely in that conversation.
America Chavez can be a box. That's what I was going to show you. I'll have to.
And I was right, but you're going to call that a nitpick.
No, I'm saying you were right in that. Yeah, you had a kind of a point there. So Eddie, what do you got going on? Okay. Sorry, Eddie. He's looking at his phone. Wow.
Eddie's hooking up with the next girl. Oh, Eddie's hooking up with the next girl he's going to break up with.
He's already my boyfriend. He can't do that.
Oh.
He's like.
Yeah. I made him be my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Widow's also said cancel Jaded. So I don't know why she's promoting me now.
Yeah,
like I said, you're probably using your witch powers on me because I don't remember saying we're together. I guess you're mind controlling me into doing.
I am mind controlling you. Yep, mind controlled. I put him in nice white suits with lavender ties, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Lavender tie.
And then I his hair, I put some gel in it, and some curls just come to life. And he has these diamond earrings.
Oh my no,
And he's
hell
got, like,
no.
he wears these diamond rings on his pinkies. I'm telling you, you ever peep that out?
Did you just turn Eddie into Prince there, Ashley?
Yeah,
Is that what just happened?
That's what's we he's like the modern
A
prince.
lavender tie. I would love to
Yes.
see Eddie in a
Yeah.
lavender tie.
Yeah, I'm about to put a spell on his fro. Yeah, I'm gonna get it together. Eddie, so what you got going on?
Well, we probably have to discuss this later because I don't like being taken advantage of. But
I just dress you up in nice things. That's all. When we go to dinner. I mean, you like to eat, don't you?
yeah, of course, but like,
Okay.
you know, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I should just confuse my brain and shit talking about this. Yes, I'm always making videos and stuff on my channel. Whatever's breaking news or just stuff about comic books in general. It depends on what it is. If not, just like getting these people angry on purpose so they can hate watch me. No, look, it's not my fault. I'm getting take the win, Eddie. Look,
I would do, Eddie.
Look. Ashley's a very nice person, I believe, but like I don't want to be mind controlled anymore. That's the thing about it.
What?
I just
Ashley's gonna mind control you.
I'm a witch. That's what I do.
I mean, look, if you're gonna like cook for me too, I'll appreciate it.
I'll like order you some food.
Damn, what's so?
You can cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a
That's
dominant, strong woman. Your ass is getting in that kitchen. Bring me a sandwich, bitch. That's what I'm gonna say.
You got me fucked up with that.
That's funny.
You know I'm fucking with you, Eddie.
Look, I can say you're lucky. I have some standards. I can say the most sexy shit ever to get people mad, but I'm not. But
I'll say
we
them.
all
Tell me,
know.
I'll say them.
No, you said enough of them.
But yeah, it is what it is. Watch my channel, Ashley.
Wait, you have a channel?
Yes, I actually talk about more than one thing than fucking Marvel. But
why?
You said Eddie goes into like this guy. Eddie like
This guy was saying this thing is woke.
Yeah. Eddie
talking
like
about Ezra Miller.
He is salacious over there. He's like the TMZ of YouTube, guys.
Yeah.
When it comes to like entertainment news, he's working his way up.
I watched 1 minute of one of his videos and I turned it off because I was like, nah.
Yeah, he gets it's exposés over there.
Yeah,
and he makes great thumbnails. Eddie helped me. He sent me like this cool image for my thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie is so cool. Like for my which one was it that we did that you helped me with? It was the
Miss Marvel one.
The Miss Marvel one, yeah. My Miss Marvel one, and that got like, and now it's almost at what is it 1.5? So y'all watch that video.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. I woke up this morning and had more views. It was ridiculous to me.
Cool.
So yeah, Eddie helped me make that thumbnail, and he did a good job with it. Like, so Eddie's a good guy. You gotta go support Eddie. And he's funny. Channel. Yeah, he's a funny guy. RJ.
Flag RJ.
Marvel Mania.
Flag RJ. What? Be flagging.
Like
no, not flagging you like that way. Just flag you like. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe. Flagging.
Oh, flag. Yeah, that's not. You don't want to use the term flag.
Yeah, no.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what I was doing, guys.
Okay.
You forgot the other word. False flag. False flag. Eddie's channel. Yeah.
No. Don't do that. We don't.
Yeah, come on, you guys.
I know a lot of videos I can report on about Eddie.
Ah, man, come on, bro.
I got him bookmarked too.
RJ, at least I know who to turn to if my channel gets striked down, man. I'm coming for you.
Nah.
So, Marvel Mania, RJ. Everybody, please sub to him. He has revamped his stuff and started a new channel.
But you
so we gotta
stuff. So you're a vampire
get that
now,
channel up. Yes, he is a vampire. That's why he likes the MCU.
I have to be a vampire because I stay up so late.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you gotta be soulless to cover Marvel stuff.
Oh gosh.
Wow. Yeah, no. As for me and my plans, I ain't got much going on this week. It's kind of a housekeeping week. Next Tuesday is my birthday, so I'll probably be doing a birthday stream.
Happy belated
and
birthday.
then Monday I'll be doing a Star Wars stream because it's the 20th anniversary on May 16th. It's the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, so we'll be doing a stream retrospective all about that. So that'll be Monday and Tuesday next week, and that'll be that.
Yes, and I will have a video something tomorrow. I have to figure out. I think I might do like why I love Nacho for Better Call Saul.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah,
Nachos?
Michael Mando. I'm not going to say in case people want to watch Better Call Saul, but I'm going to do a dedication video for him. I know this week because I really loved his character. Really love that character. And so that is what I have coming up. And then we have Saturday, we have a stream coming, right? And it's going to be a nice stream. We're going to find out who is going to win this great pop that I'm going to be giving away. We're going to do that Saturday.
Oh, it's me? Thank you
Maybe.
so much.
Yeah, maybe
so
it
much,
is
Ashley.
you. You know, it might be you. We're going to do that, talk about some
Oh,
stuff,
you have to.
whatever the topic's going to be, have a good time. Chill. Thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for joining. Like I said, I just was like, I didn't make any content today, so I'm gonna host a stream and we'll just go with what we go with. And you all, provided me with great conversations. I appreciate everybody being here. Nerdman stopped in. I'm glad he was able to be here. Of course, my co-host, the lovely Dot Man, was here. I love that. I love the Dot. Anzo was here. I appreciate you all. Until next time, we're out of here. Bye.
Fuck Marvel.